this girl with him from Jersey as a date to the party, and I started rapping with her, and he's like, ugh, he goes, look, I go, no, he goes, comes over, he goes, what's going on here? I go, I was just talking to her about Jersey. He goes, dude, you can fuck her, but just give her a ride back to Jersey because I don't feel like it. I go, you serious? He goes, yeah, I don't feel like taking her back. He goes, you can fuck her, absolutely, but just give her a ride. I go, all right, cool. And I did.
You fucked her?
Yeah.
He just looks at the reality of the situation. He's like,
I don't want to drive all the way back to Princeton. That's too far.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that really was. Voss really was a very generous guy when it came to that stuff.
He was. He goes, I don't care. Just take her back.
It's no feelings. There's no attachment to it. He doesn't take it as an ego shot. He's good with himself.
Voss's autism got me laid a few times.
Just gets bored of somebody and he's like, look, you can have her. But I love too. It's like a king, right? Like it's just like the women are they're either gonna fuck the king or whoever the king tells them to.
Right, exactly. Like, look, just go fuck this guy. I gotta go. The best Voss story ever is the Rascals Comedy Club down in Jersey.
Ocean, yeah. Well, Ocean or
Ocean,
yeah,
in Ocean Township on a Tuesday night. Voss picks this girl up. Man, they're going to get a hotel. There's a hotel like on 35 North. And it's a Tuesday, so there's nobody staying at a hotel.
Right.
In the middle of Jersey. So they pull into the parking lot, and the girl winds up blowing him in the car before they even get into the hotel. So he comes, and then he's like, all right, now I want to get out of here. He goes, I don't want to get a hotel. So he goes, all right, let me go to the front desk and go get a room. He comes out like 5 minutes later. He goes, they're all sold out. Meanwhile, there was 2 cars in the parking lot. He goes, what do you mean there's nobody here? He goes, no, there's a bunch of buses in the back. These big parties, so there's no rooms. And then he went home.
Take her home.
Yeah.
Was it sold out?
No, what a creep. It's all sold out because he came.
She blew him thinking like, I'm going to make him come now.
Yeah.
It's just almost like an appetizer. Like, this is going to be a crazy night. We're going to get a hotel room. It's going to be luxurious. And he's like, I already came. Like, what do you? I'm done.
The last thing you want to do is get a hotel with someone after you blow a load.
I know. So, yeah, you just met her. What is he going to do? So, yeah, she's probably thinking, all right, now we're going to have amazing sex. And let me get this one out of the way.
I bet we're going to get a hotel room now and he'll go down on me.
Right.
And then after that, we'll probably, and he's like,
he should at least return the favor.
Right. And we're going to need, we can do that in a car. Like, you can, but it's a little difficult. And he's like, no, it's sold out.
What about that story you and Voss with these girls in Vegas? You were in a hotel room with them and you guys were hitting on them all night till like 6, 7 in the morning. And finally, Voss goes to the girl, look, are you going to sleep with me or not? Just be honest with me. I could take it. And she goes, no. And he goes, you sure? He goes, no. And he just started farting because he was holding him in the whole night.
That's very familiar. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Just no patience.
None.
And he's not even like he'll accept that answer at that point.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm good. He goes, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I just want to know if I can let these out or not.
Yeah, if it's not going to happen, tell me now. And it's not. He doesn't take that. It's not because he wants the challenge. It's because he wants to fart.
Yeah.
He's just done. He's done trying. Like that one time we fucked around with that one female comedian years ago. And she was like laying between us. We're both on each side of her jerking off. And at one point, she got up, and then it was just me and him on the bed, and then she had to come back on the bed. It was just too creepy.
Because there was, the 3 of you naked?
No, we had our dicks out, and she was in the middle with playing with her tits. So fucking Voss...
and you were like, can we just lay next to you and jerk off?
Yeah, I don't think she didn't want to fuck either one of us.
Uh-huh.
But I remember... Voss looked over at me and he goes, all right, look, I'm going to flip a coin. Whoever loses has to fuck her. And then he comes first, and then he goes to the bathroom, and she had a cat, and there was cat shit in the bathroom, and I'm jerking off with this girl, and I just hear, because it smelled like cat shit. He was a real fucking piece of garbage.
What a scumbag.
Yeah.
What a complete scumbag.
Yeah.
And but after all that, he's the one who's like married with a family, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? Like I haven't fucked around and done that with one of my buddies in a long time. Like that's how I know all my friends are getting responsible and getting married and having kids and stuff like that. Because I haven't had those experices. And
I mean, if you're still doing that at 49, isn't that a little like?
No.
I mean, even trying.
No.
Yeah,
no, but you know what it was? Girls in the 90s, especially when most of the shit went down, they were more into like 2 guys on them instead of like now it's like 2 chicks and a guy. The threesome has changed. Yeah, it was always dudes.
Why is that?
Girls always wanted 2 guys in the room. Rarely did you get 2 women at the same time.
I don't think I ever pulled it off on the road.
Two guys?
2 women?
2 women, no.
Oh, two women.
No, I never pulled that off on the road. I had to. Me and Jim picked up girls one time in fucking North Carolina, and I gave such a lousy performance, and I had to watch him fuck his girl really well in the next bed.
He did better than you?
Oh my god, he was fucking tearing her apart.
Were you finished before he was?
I didn't fuck her. My dick wouldn't get hard, so I was just eating her pussy. I was wearing all black. It was really creepy.
This is an amazing story. So we had a deal that we were playing in like Raleigh, North Carolina. It's like 9 hours away. So we were a Saturday night. We're going over to gig. I said, all right, look, if we meet girls, we're staying tonight. If we don't meet any, we're going to drive home. And Jim's up all night, so he'd rather drive through the night. And he's like, all right, fair enough. So at the end of the show, this girl comes over and she starts rapping with me, and Jim's ready to go because there's no other girls around. And I go, look, I got to be on. I go, my friend wants to leave. We got to go back to Jersey tonight. What are we going to do? She goes, no, we're going to fuck. I'm like, can you guarantee me that? Because I don't want to stay tonight because he really wants to go. She goes, no, believe me, we're going to have a good time. I go, Jim, we got to stay.
Yeah.
And Jim was fucking pissed, but he's like, all right, I got to do it. It's my friend. What am
You
I gonna
have to do it, yeah.
He's got to do it.
Especially when a girl is telling you, like, no, do not go home.
Yeah, she said,
We're
do not go
fucking.
home. So we go to this like sports bar, and we're sitting there, and she goes, I have a friend for your friend. She shows up, she's like 300 pounds.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was a pig.
She was a pig. And
Was the
meanwhile-
girl that you're talking to, was she good looking?
Yeah, she was like an
8.5. Yeah, she was very, very attractive.
I took her in the bathroom and fucked her in the bathroom. It's Jim's talking to the girl at the table, her friend. And
I was
Jim-
keeping the fatty occupied.
Yeah, he took a bullet for me because she didn't say, where's my friend? They've been gone a long time. He was a professional. He was asking her how she likes her steaks done, So Jim's miserable, but he's like, all right, I got to hang. What am I going to do? And then the fat girl leaves, and she goes, I have this. All of a sudden, this other girl shows up, like a 9.
No, the fat girl stayed, and the other girl showed up, and the 5 of us were talking.
Were you attracted to the big girl?
I was not,
Oh.
even as a person. I hated her. But do you remember that I finally started doing well with this pretty girl talking about being a vegan or animal rights? And then you ran blocker on the fat one who kept saying she wanted to go.
Yes.
So you and the other girl were keeping the fat one occupied for me now. And I'm talking to this attractive one. And then we wanted to get out of there, the 4 of us. And the fat one wanted to go home. Oh, no, the fat one wanted to leave. And her friend, in fairness, went, all right, all right, I'll see you later. And the other girls let her leave.
Yeah.
You'd think friend groups would figure out, like, who's who in the group. Like, if the girl who is obviously not there for the same reasons as the other is, like, trying to convince the group to leave, it's like, it's not your spot.
Well, she had an attitude. That's why Jim didn't like her to begin with. Like the fat one. But Jim was basically at death's door with the fat one. He was so miserable talking to her. And this 9 showed up, and he fucking perked up.
He did?
And he pulled it out of
His mood
nowhere.
changed?
Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. He was just on a roll with this one, and they were just talking back and forth. And then I just started talking to the fat one, and me and a friend are just keeping her busy, rapping with so Jim can work
that
that
Jim can
one.
do the thing.
And then a half hour later, us 4 went back to the hotel room.
And they let the girl leave, the fat girl leave. And
Yeah.
usually they'll stick with their girlfriend, but they were like, all right. And she left. But then I couldn't do anything.
How? So,
No, you were eating her box. I remember
For
that.
a long time. I finally took her up to my room.
but why couldn't you get hard if, like, you would think that the happiness of being like, oh my God, I was almost stuck with this fat chick.
And he pulled out a 9.
While this
Because my friend was in the room. It was just weird.
And I was making noises.
Yeah, it was just killing me.
he had an 8.5 and you had a 9, you said.
Yeah.
So, like, you think, like, I know what he's got. I've got the hotter chick. Like, this is exciting.
It was double beds. We're obviously really close to each other.
Yeah, it was just
and I was
weird.
One, he was on the other. I would look over, and Jim was going down on her for like an hour.
Right, her pussy for a while.
Yeah.
Did you have trouble getting hard?
He did not.
No, please.
Did it bother you
I don't
that
care
it-
if my family's watching. I got an erection. No.
Yeah.
It didn't the whole, like, oh, my buddy's in the room.
No.
That didn't bother you.
No,
no.
I thought it was funny.
Right.
Yeah, it bugged me. I couldn't do it. I've done a few of those, but it's always weird for me when it's a friend. I did take her up to my room after that, and I ate her pussy for a while, but she was one of those girls who couldn't come.
Oh.
Like, she'd get really close, and then she'd stop you.
So she couldn't come and you couldn't get hard.
Yeah, we were meant for each other. But
No, no wonder your conversation was so good. Nothing else was.
Well, she would get up close, and she would like, and then she would, no, and then she would, like, physically push you off. It was one of those, like, there's something blocking.
Isn't that amazing? Like, you get out of nowhere. You have unbelievable game with this girl that's way too hot for you. You never think it's going to happen. You get her upstairs, and you have the worst sex of your life.
It was the oral sex was good. Like, I enjoyed eating her pussy, but she just couldn't come.
I mean, but it's just like...
I think I'm guessing she blew me. I don't remember. I mean, it's going
I
back
don't
a long
remember.
time.
I'll tell you, but
Well, you were busy doing your own thing.
He was
Yeah.
banging that one. And you kept in touch with that one, but the other one would never get back to me.
yeah,
I think she was none too pleased.
yeah, I kept in touch with her for a while. But it was, I remember we were up for this show on VH1, me and Jim, to be like roommates in some TV show or whatever, this pilot. And I guess we had a call back like 2 days later, and we're sitting in there with the directors now in the room, like all the big people are in the room. And right before we sit down, the guy goes, "So you guys are friends in real life?" And then Jim decides to tell the whole story.
What?
To the director, and there's a woman there and stuff. How Jim, I was eating a pussy, and Jim was making these noises, and I
For
couldn't come.
VH1?
Yeah, and the director's like, "Holy shit!" And they all started laughing. They're like, "This is so shocking that this is actually funny." And we got the gig.
and it
Is that
was-
Michael Rosen?
Yeah, Michael Rosen, and then whoever the director
Yeah.
was at the time. There's a bunch of people in the room.
That's another thing about
And
the
he told-
90s.
He told
the 90s,
story.
that shit was like
Acceptable.
That would have gotten you a gig. Now, if you did it, they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know this."
And we did 2 versions of that pilot. I think of that pilot all the time. Me and Jim did this. One time we did one here, I think one they flew us to L.A. for.
Yeah, in L.A.
And the first one was really funny. They let us write our own stuff. They put this fucking lame, douchey L.A. writer on the one we did in L.A.
What was the premise?
It was like a Beavis and Butthead thing where you're sitting there as roommates watching videos and commenting. And there was 3 couples. It was me and Jim. We're like buddies. We were just roommates. What was your name? Jerry and I remember our names were something and Jerry.
Why did, if you're just watching videos
We were
and
all,
making
all
jokes,
lived in the same apartment complex. We were in different apartments, like 4 different four different people.
Was there a narrative to it? Like, was there a story?
They would just go from apartment to
Yes.
apartment.
Why can't you use your real names then?
I don't remember. That's just how they wrote it.
Yeah, that's
Something
how they
in
gave us
Jerry.
Jerry and something. They gave us these names.
And there was a girl who actually wound up marrying Barry Katz, Suzanne. That she was one of she was an actress at the time. Her and this other guy played a couple, and then there's 2 gay
Howard's
guys.
wife was in it. Beth Ostrowski was in it.
Was
Oh,
she in
wow.
that pilot?
Yeah, she was in this. She was in the original one in New York. Yeah,
Wow.
Was she?
yeah,
Who did she? Oh, was she married to like the good? I didn't remember she was in that.
yeah. She was in it. Yeah,
Was she married to like the good-looking guy? There was like a regular couple.
I think so. Yeah.
It was Beth Ostrowski. I didn't
Yeah,
know
but
that.
we were on the set with her one day, and we were like, "Hi," and she was just just look right through us.
Struck out.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even close.
Instantaneously.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my god! I
15.
think I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The hot girl on the set who wanted nothing to do with this. I didn't realize it was her.
But VH1 actually hired us for writers, so we had a writing gig. We were in like 1515 Broadway in that building, sitting in a room writing the scripts for me and Jim. They hired us. And we were in this little room, and we just farting
All day
constantly.
dropping gassers.
And we count them. We have a little counter: 1, 2, 3, /5, 10. I think Jim hit like 43 one day, and the room reeked. And what we call over like an intern and go, "Look, there's something wrong with the computer. Can you come in here and check it out?" And there was nothing wrong with it. And the guy wouldn't say anything because he was an intern. And
Right.
no, what about there? Can you check this?
Just try to keep him in the room as long as
And
possible.
even like the director and the producer, the guy running the whole thing, we'd make him come in the room. "Hey, could you check this script out?" Just he goes, "All right, I'll be right down," and just walked into a wall of farts.
Did he
And
say anything?
He'd give us the finger.
Oh,
You
he
fucking
knew.
assholes.
I remember we went out to L.A. to shoot. We did go out to L.A. to shoot the second pilot. The first one I thought was good. Matt Reese was in one of them. They shot a version with Matt Reese.
Yeah.
With me and Jim, they didn't use us for one version, and then they're like, "Okay, we want to use you guys." So we went out to L.A.
That's reassuring.
And I remember they realized the error of their ways, and then they shot a second version with us. And I remember I blew my whole per diem on an escort the first night we got there because she said she looked like Pam Anderson.
Yeah.
It was $300 was my per diem for the week, my food money for the week.
Right.
And I fucking blew it on a prostitute the first night.
Yeah, it was like $40 a day. You got $300 for the 7 days or whatever it was.
But they gave it to you
They gave
all up
cash.
front. Yeah.
In an envelope, yeah.
Cash and envelope, and he got And I remember looking out the window because I wanted to see what she looked like because you're staying in like this apartments.
Yeah, that's what I think. Whenever I drive by that pretty often, wherever that was, I see that. And I'm like, I think of that pilot
That's
every
so
time in LA.
irresponsible.
I
Yes, it
was
was.
out on the balcony looking. I wanted to see this Pam Anderson looking. I just saw the back of her. It doesn't look like her.
She did not at all. At all. She was not Pam Anderson
You
like.
wasted all your per diem money on a liar.
Yeah, I don't even know if I had a credit card back then. I might have. What was it, like 1995, 97? Yeah, no, I knew Dice. It was like 97.
97, 98, yeah.
Oh my God, that is so like. Yeah, that's really irresponsible.
And then we had Dice come down to do a part in a pilot, too.
Dice is like, I want to be on your show. So we got Dice in the pilot, and they didn't use the scene with him. These fucking
What?
idiots. Because it was a weird thing where at the end where I find pictures of us. You were so skinny back then.
Yeah.
Jim looked sick. Like you were really, really slim.
Yeah, I was like a 160.
Yeah. And
Wow.
we were fucking sitting there, and Dice goes, "I want you to spit your gum in my face." So that was what Dice had me do. We were doing some scene. He had me grab him and go, "Shut up!" and spit my gum in his face. And it was really funny. And they're like, "We don't think your character would do that."
It's
That
funny.
douchey writer.
Oh yeah.
Spit gum in Andrew Dice Clay's face? That's funny.
I remember Jim wanted to say retard in a joke.
Oh God, yeah.
Instead, and they go, "Oh, can you say special needs? Just give us
You
one
couldn't say
take it out."
retard in 97?
No.
98, not for VH1.
No.
I remember.
Wow.
I don't remember the context of the joke.
But I remember they go, "Can you just do one version of saying special needs?" And Jim's like, "No, because you're going to use that version." He goes, "No, we just want to have it." He goes, "No, I'm not doing it." He fucking wouldn't do it. He's like,
Yeah, I
"Nope,
vaguely
I'm not
remember
doing
that.
it."
I think that
Wow.
was the later version too, with the new writer. I think I remember his name too. I'm not gonna say it. but-
Yeah.
yeah. He was terrible.
Was he?
Just
The
a
script-
fucking LA cornball.
By the time we got to LA, the script was so bad. We're like, "This is the worst garbage ever."
Is that when you realize this isn't happening? Like,
Yeah.
we've been working on this and
Yeah.
doing different versions, and then you get to LA and you're like, oh, this is dead.
Like I remember I was saying, I go, let's go on a Comedy Cellar stage and read this script and see if there's any laughs in it, because there's none. There's no, because we did a table read and there was no laughs at all.
Didn't we in the
Wow.
first one? We had a storyline ongoing, and it was about the pretty girl in the. Which I guess with Beth, I didn't. There was a pretty girl that moved into the building, and we found her underwear in the dryer,
Yeah.
and that was the storyline that was kind of what tied in the.
So it really was like a live action Beavis and Butthead.
In a way, yeah. I wish we could get a copy of that. Any copies of that exist?
I have some tape of that.
The first one that we did.
I think so. Yeah. We wrote a script. There was a gay couple. These two guys. So we wrote a script, and ours and Jim's script is the beginning, like the cold open is the gay couple, and they had a pet gerbil, and the gerbil is missing, and that's how the cold open. That was our cold open. The gay guys go, "Jeffrey, what did you do with the gerbil?"
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
and then it goes to the credits, the opening credits.
That's great.
That was
Yeah.
our cold open. That the two gay guys and there's a gerbil,
gerbil missing.
and then one guy.
So stupid. I love it.
And we saw the other copy that they do at Matarese. Wasn't that god awful?
Yeah.
God, I would kill to see those again.
Yeah, I would love to hear him. You were in the movie. Were you were in the?
He was the star of it.
Yeah, we were talking about what was it?
Don't
Was
just
it-
play the song. See if Jim recognized
Okay,
it.
all right.
Don't say the name, Jim. Just
Okay, so Jim, picture this.
Do you recognize this song?
Yeah, just for
Yeah, see if you recognize it. Travis will find
Travis is looking.
You want
it
to play
up.
it from the beginning?
it. Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
With a chorus.
Yeah, just see if you recognize this.
Fine, but you owe me one. Sorry. I'm not going to touch it.
Okay, they're all in. You ready? I'm ready.
Oh yeah, there it is. Boop it out.
Join the party.
What else do you do at the party? Join the party and do you remember the other?
Grab a hottie.
Do you think those lyrics are cool?
No, but this is my friend Kevin's band. He knows Kevin. This is his band that they gave him this song for it. I know this one, right?
I didn't realize it was Kevin.
Yeah. Well, he's singing backups in this song. Yeah, the Fourth Floor is the name of the band.
Grab a hottie. we were analyzing this scene one morning because nobody took time to mention the fact that it's like it's a pool party, but it's obviously an autumn day in New Jersey.
Yeah.
There are leaves on the ground, and also everybody's grouped into one.
The same part of the pool because they were doing it in one quick shot.
Yeah.
Really bad.
And it was cold out. Yeah, and only I think Wayno Drano jumped in the pool or
It
something.
was
Like
filthy.
one guy jumped in the pool. It was
Yeah,
freezing.
The pool was dirty, and
It was
the
green.
sky was gray.
Yeah.
It was autumn.
This guy from New Jersey got
Lou.
contact with me. This guy Lou said, "I wrote a script. I want to make this movie. I want to shoot it on 35 millimeter film."
Did he shoot on 35 millimeter?
Yeah. Back in like, well, I don't know, whatever this was, 97,
I think it was before then.
96 or so,
yeah.
95, 96. He spent like $150,000 on this. He had to sell his house. He lost everything.
Did he
on
sell
this
his house
movie.
for this?
He had to sell his house. 150 grand it cost him to shoot on 35 millimeter film. He didn't pay any of us. We didn't get paid.
No.
And he had to sell his house because he thought he was going to sell this movie.
Did he sell it?
No.
Oh.
It wasn't a particularly great film.
Did it
No.
get theatrical release at all?
No.
No.
Oh.
No, oh, you know what, Jim? It was later than that because you and I were living together. 'Cause I think I took your ex's sister Maddie. I took her. She came with me to the premiere.
Yeah, there was a premiere party in New York and stuff.
That's
but
right.
It still never went. It was in the Hoboken Film Festival like 8 years ago or 7 years ago.
Did it win an award?
For the 10-year anniversary of it. No.
Was this 18 years ago we did this?
Wow. Yeah, I think so.
Is this fuck? What's it called? White Chicks Incorporated? Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Yeah.
Yeah.
We desperately you don't have a copy of it, do you?
Voss is in the movie too.
Yeah.
Do you have the movie? Do you have a copy of it?
I should have a copy. It might be on
you got it.
Do you
VHS.
want to see it?
Not only, here's what we're going to do. If you can find it, I don't care if it's on VHS. Not only will we watch the entire movie live on the air, we will do a live event
We should do a live premiere
where we get
party.
an audience together. Like, we need to premiere this movie. We need to.
But it's not good.
I'll bet it's all right. I'll bet you're remembering it differently.
Maybe you're right. Do you remember how hot that stripper was that I had to fucking do the scene? Wow,
Yeah.
was she beautiful.
We need to pull out like a couple scenes so we can watch them on the air. But then the whole movie gets premiered in front of an audience of all radio fans.
All you're going to hear is booing.
You think so?
Yeah.
It
Just
was-
things being thrown.
It was
You
really bad.
You got to find this movie because Jim doesn't have a copy. Norton. So you gotta
No.
you
All right,
gotta
I'm going
find
to dig for it. I think I might have probably VHS.
I love that it's on, and if it's on VHS, we'll hook up a VCR to a projector. Like we'll do it right from the VHS. No need to transfer. Just let's get it in all its VHS glory. I love that.
You don't want like a 4K
Otto's in the
restoration?
film.
Is he Otto in the movie?
Yeah,
What-
Otto's. I forget. He does. I think in a comedy club scene.
Is he the comedian working or something?
Yeah. Yeah, he's making fun of, I think, me and Artie Fletcher.
Do you think is it a fitting tribute to Otto?
Yeah, he's up there just doing Otto.
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
actually good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just doing his act.
Yeah, he's doing his act.
And Voss played the club owner. Go say your mommy. We played on Opie and Anthony. We played parts of it. Voss's part was not particularly good.
No, we gotta air the whole movie. And I don't know, Trey, do you know anybody who can do a 4K restoration?
I mean, we could look into it.
I'll probably stick with just the VHS.
Are you sure?
I think so. I think
I've
that's-
seen footage with 3Ks that's going to get bigger laughs than this.
Yeah, I think this is the way it was meant to be seen.
There's definitely theaters in the city or Brooklyn that can do this.
We could do it at the Gramercy.
Yeah.
I mean, they do. They have a screen and a projector.
Yeah, that's true.
Grab a
Wouldn't it be cool to do it at the
hottie.
Gramercy? Yes. And then here's what we'll do. We'll do it at the Gramercy. We'll play the movie, and then we'll get everybody that we can find who was involved to do a Q&A with the audience.
Oh, it's
And every question will be, why would you?
So me, you, Parami's around, Artie's around.
Yeah.
Artie
Voss.
Fletcher,
Eric
Voss,
McMahon's in
Eric
it.
McMahon is in it. He's around.
I'll volunteer to moderate.
I don't know if that'll be necessary.
You don't think so?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I won't. I promise I won't skew the questions.
Yeah,
in
I don't
any
think you'd
specific
spin it in a
direction.
positive way.
You don't think so?
Whatever
Same.
happened to Lou?
I see him once in a while.
Oh, you do?
Probably about 7 years ago, he came out to a gig that I was doing in Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
He had to sell his house?
Yeah.
Oh.
He had this uncanny ability to get a lap dance and come in his pants. But he can do it like 3 different times, like
In a night?
Yeah, in about an hour.
Wow.
3. And then he would just walk around like that. I'm like, aren't you going to go home and change? He goes, nah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
His 3 comes all over his pants.
Yeah, like in his pants and just grinding on him and with his jeans on.
But if you
I
come,
respect that a
He's
lot.
like- and he would say, he goes, why do I need a girlfriend? I'm like, it's a good point.
if you come in your pants, right? And then like a half hour later you're getting another lap dance, isn't the cum that's in your pants getting all over your shit?
I didn't ask him. I didn't. But
gross.
I was at the strip club with him, and he goes, "Yep, that's number 2." And they come out of the back room, that's 3.
I mean, just
He took me to a
physics.
strip club, by the way, and we saw one of the girls in the movie. She was so mad that he took me there. I don't think she wanted me to know she was a dancer.
Right.
Oh, she was so fucking hot.
Just physics though. Like you get cum all over yourself, right? I mean, theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's disgusting.
He lived in Jersey?
It's a great
Yeah.
trait. It's a great skill to have.
Isn't that? Like,
Yeah.
3 in an hour.
Yeah, it's really good because you talk about like people. He's the guy who's figured out Vegas. Like he's going to the strip club.
He beats
and
the system.
He's
Yeah.
not wasting a cent. Like that, the strip club is designed to just get money out of you, to just drain your pockets of whatever money you have. Every dollar he's spending is worthwhile, and then he's out.
I've only pulled off 2 loads of my pants in strip clubs in my life. Only twice. The one
Not in the
story in
same night,
Vegas.
though.
No. When I told Joey Diaz when he was in there, that one story with that high roller took me to that strip club, and then once in New Orleans. Never been able to pull that off, though.
What happened in New Orleans?
Because I was wearing satin boxers. I was doing a gig with Pete Corielli and Louis Ramey.
Is that the trick? Florentine's looking
Satin
like,
boxers.
this is a professional. Satin boxers, of
It
course.
was on Bourbon Street, and she wanted me to win the VIP area, which was like $300. And this was a college gig back in the 90s. I had no money.
Right, you didn't have a per diem to waste.
No, I had nothing. And I remember I was like, I'm getting close, and I blew a load in my pants, and Louis Ramey and Pete Corielli were outside the club. So I opened my pants and I showed them the mess. I'm like, how great is this? And they're like, what the fuck, dude?
I know. Some people just don't appreciate that.
I was so proud of myself that I pulled it off.
But the other guys weren't proud of you?
No, they were creeped out by it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see your cum in your pants.
No.
I'd be
didn't
grossed
either.
out if you're like, hey, Sam, check this out. I didn't want to.
Yeah, they didn't either.
Why would you
One
show
time
that
I
to
did
me?
2 in 44 minutes. I timed it.
What?
2 in my
In your pants?
Yeah, this one strip club. The club owner knew me and a couple other guys I was with, so he just said whatever you guys want. So we picked out like the hottest girl.
Is this
there.
Dallas?
Just grinding. No, it was in Jersey and just grinding us, and I had 2 in 44 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
I was working at a Sam Goody.
And the second one didn't know, and it came a little out because I had the head out a little.
Oh, so that's cheating. That's
No,
not really
no,
in your
but you
pants.
didn't-
If you're poking out a little bit.
Well, it was just poking out a little bit because you got to get the leverage when you go back there. You can't have it hanging down, so you got
Right.
to move it up.
But you were poking it out of your pants a
Well,
little bit.
it came out. It peeked out a little when she
So-
was grinding on me, and it went on her
What
dress.
kind of pants were you wearing?
I just had jeans on.
So you unzipped your fly. It didn't just come out.
No,
like you-
no, I didn't. I had room, so it stuck out.
I know what he's saying. That the helmet was just poking out a
Yeah,
bit.
the helmet was poking
Not out of the pants altogether,
No, just the helmet was poking.
but out of the boxers. So it was like it was.
No, I just had it up like this. It was just sticking out.
Against your stomach, so
in
it's
the waistband.
So
Yeah.
you get the grinding,
waistband.
so you get the ass, and your dick stays still, and it's like jerking off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's tucked up in the waistband.
Yeah, and
then
she-
maybe your shirt
She had
comes
like
up
a
a
nice
little
dress
bit.
on, and she was just grinding on me, and it was music playing, so she didn't know. And I came, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. She's like, that's it? You sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. She had no idea what happened, and she went to put her dress on because I guess I got it all over her dress. And I remember walking out. She goes, ew, and I just fucking stormed out of there. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because security's not going to be happy if you come on a stripper.
I'm surprised that she's never had that before. That's got to be very common. Guys to blow their loads in the fucking lap dance room.
Yeah, probably, but I don't think she knew because I just said, yeah, I'm good. She's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
But that's you do like when you're like I came in my pants, but it got all over her. Like that's not.
Have you ever come in your pants?
That's not technically coming in your pants. Like your pants are on.
Right.
But like
yeah,
the
all
cum
right.
isn't in your pants. You came on her. You came on her.
Have you ever
without
done
her
it?
realizing it? Have I? No.
Yeah, I have.
I worked with a guy when I was working at Sam Goody at the record store who he didn't really, I guess he didn't get out much because we weren't at a strip club. Like we just went out and it was like a club or something. It was a dance club and a girl was grinding on him at the club. But just like dancing at a dance club, and he came in his pants.
On the dance floor?
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, he came in his pants, but he was wearing khakis. So like you could see because it gets darker,
Right.
So everybody knew.
I knew a sober guy would go to sober dances, and he was able to come in his pants sometimes. But for grinding, he would get pre-cum, so he would put a baggie over his dick.
Oh my god!
I remember he told me he would put like a fucking little plastic baggie over his dick, so it didn't show through his pants. It might not have been full cum, but he said he would get
But he'd be going to sober dances,
Just dances,
with
grinding.
the intention of coming in his
of grinding.
pants.
Yeah,
That's so what a problem.
I think it's great.
It's a good problem to have.
It saves you such a fucking headache.
Oh, yeah.
If you blow a load in your pants, your night is done.
Exactly. You're
You
playing
go
with
home early.
you're playing with house money the rest of the night.
Right.
Who cares what
Right.
happens?
Right. You've already got your winnings, and they're locked in the safe deposit box in your
Yeah.
whatever. They're locked in the safe in your hotel room. The rest of the money is just fun money.
Yeah, you're just like, all right,
Yeah,
I'm
you,
good.
You get to lose it all. It doesn't matter. You don't need to go. You don't. You don't need to bring anybody back home.
No.
Because what are you going to do with them? Troy, you've
Nothing.
come in your pants.
Yeah, twice. Once when I was a kid, just hooking up with a chick, you're just so excited to actually be with a girl.
Yeah.
You're grinding it, just
Sure.
it's all right. But then it went at a bachelor party, which was a lot of fun.
Oh,
You were happy about it?
Yeah, of course.
lap dance?
Yeah, well, she was like, she was pretty much jerking me off through my pants, but yeah, you finish and you're like, this is great. Like, like the gun is unloaded.
Just hang out with the guys now and talk.
Yeah, now it's just like have fun with your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
It becomes like a thing where you're like, you're just thinking about, I haven't come yet. I gotta come. It's a thing that you have to settle. And then once it's settled, You're like, okay, I can just enjoy myself now.
Everything is good after that.
No problem.
I used to do these gigs.
And I don't have to deal with not 1 ounce of bullshit. There'll be no bullshit, no doing anything I don't want to do because I got cum in my pants.
Yeah.
There used to be this guy who booked, I forget what it was, he booked bachelor parties in like fucking like Jersey somewhere, like or like, rural Pennsylvania outside of Philly. And I would do them a lot, but all the girls were escorts. So it was great. You do the guys, you do 20 minutes, you fucking kill, be filthy. And then the girls would come in and do dances, and you just take an escort in the fucking bathroom and get blown. It was the best gig I ever did. They were all like dancers who would do extra for a few bucks.
Right.
But they weren't that expensive. They weren't the highest.
They weren't
highest
no.
quality?
No, they weren't. No.
How much?
It was discounted,
Very cheap. I don't remember.
Right.
It's been, again, it's 1995.
but affordable.
Yeah, at that time it was very affordable. I was going home to mother and father's house, so I didn't have rent. My money was spent there.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was great.
I can't wait to do this this movie screening.
This will be fun if we can get a copy of it.
Yeah.
Get Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could track them down if I can't find a VHS.
Yeah. And I like it even better if it's on VHS. I don't want a DVD or anything
But
like
it might
that.
break, though, when you watch it. You got to have a DVD backup.
Yeah, we can make a backup. We can make a few copies, but yeah, I think it'll work on VHS. I'll bet the Gramercy has VCRs, right? If not, we'll bring one. Just have them plug it in.
Or go to Rent-A-Center. Get a VCR. You sure you don't want to do like a pool party screening?
Oh, well, here's the thing. If we do a pool party screening, we'll have to wait till the fall.
You want to stay true to the film.
Yeah. We'll have to do it on like a day that's like, 48 degrees. All the leaves have changed colors already.
Yeah.
The sky is overcast. It might rain at any moment.
That was such a bad, not a good film.
No, but it was fun for us.
Yeah.
I'm
nothing
sure
was
it was
going
fun
on
for
in
you
our career,
guys,
so
yeah.
we're like, hey, we're on a movie set. You know what I mean? There's,
Yeah.
there's chicks around, and we're acting and stuff. So
Sure.
And this dude is investing money in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's 35 millimeter.
Right.
It's just the real deal.
Do you remember we did that other film? It was not a good one. Your friend who did the comic book store robbery. It was a comic book store robbery.
Oh, yeah.
You and McMahon starred in it. I think I had a small part in it.
Yeah.
Your friend was difficult.
Yeah. Because he wanted us to stick more to the script, and we're trying to ad lib.
Oh, I didn't like that.
No, because I understand that if someone writes like, "Hey, this is my vision," and
This is
we're
baby, yeah.
we're trying to crack like hooker jokes and stuff like that, and
Right.
Yeah.
constantly. But that was
not what
another
he
one we did.
envisioned.
But all that shit's good to do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just to get training for when you're on a real set.
Did you guys think that White Chicks Incorporated was going to be like a big movie? Like, did you think, because you're
No.
young and you're
No.
optimistic,
No, I didn't.
even when you were doing
No,
it?
I didn't. I remember being in the screening, and I was like, oh.
Even then, so it's not that it's aged poorly. It was.
It's aged appropriately.
Yeah, I remember it was in the city. We did a screening in the city, and I remember my family was like, let's rent you a limo to go to it. I go, no, I'll take the subway there. I
Yeah.
really don't need a limo.
they
Like,
wanted
come
you to-
on, make a big deal out of it. I'm like, nah,
You knew not to?
it's not, yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, nobody's ever going to see this movie.
Well, we had all our friends in the audience, so they were laughing at it because they knew us.
Where did
Yeah.
we screen it? Do you remember?
I forget where it was.
But did the guy who made it, did he realize that, like,
No, he thought it was going to be great. I remember going through the process with him and stuff. He's like, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to sell this thing.
But even
you
when
guys
you're
are going to be huge stars.
even when you're screening it, it's like, don't you realize you just sold your house for something that a bunch of buddies are just getting together to laugh at?
Well, we didn't know that at the time.
At
and
the time,
he
yeah.
didn't know it. He wrote the whole script. We changed some stuff in it, obviously, but
Yeah.
he really thought. He goes, this is going to be it. He was already making, he's like, I already looked at flights for Sundance.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's like, so I'm just I submitted it, so we'll see. I haven't heard
Did it
back.
end up going to Sundance?
It did not, no.
Unless it was in his suitcase and he went there on vacation. No.
No, it went to Safety Dance.
Oh, man.
That was not good.
You didn't go to Sundance?
Did not.
Ah,
No.
shit.
But I remember our Artie Fletcher, who's a comic friend of ours. He wound up banging the director during the filming of it. And
Oh, they were dating, right?
Yeah, and then he was banging another girl on the set. It was what a
So people had their fun.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about her. Yeah, the director. She was nice.
yeah,
Why didn't he direct it? If he wrote it?
I think he just wanted to be in the business.
yeah. He just wanted to be like a producer in the business.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Man, I
Once
can't
in a while,
wait.
those things work out. And the movies are great, too. Every once in a while, you'll hear about one that works out, but this was
Sure.
not one of those cases.
This wasn't one of those cases.
I think he thought it was
was
going to
not.
be like the next Clerks. It
Yeah.
wasn't similar to Clerks, but I thought he'd think a guy from Jersey, put
Yes.
up his own
Low
money,
budget.
low budget.
Well, that was the problem with the 90s, right? That Clerks came out, and it was made for nothing. It was black and white. It was just, shot on location at a store. Like, what did he spend? Like 27 grand or something?
Made
on it
everyone
total.
think they could do a movie.
Everybody. Plus, Kevin Smith's dialogue was so everyman dialogue, and it was just like jokes that you would make with your buddies or whatever. That, yeah, everybody, especially in Jersey, thought, well, yeah, I mean, this is what movies look like now. I'm going to be the next Kevin Smith. And nobody was the next Kevin Smith.
No.
None of them. None of them.
No.
No, and I think that's when Blair Witch came out. And that cost like 20 grand. And it made like 100 million or something.
Yeah,
so.
I can put together 20 grand again
Yeah.
and be a big famous movie maker. I could do this. And it didn't pan out.
No. Not for any of us.
It's so funny.
Yeah. It's
So
fun to
funny.
do, though.
Oh, yeah, we had a blast.
I'm sure.
There's a few of those you look back on, you're like, wow, that was not good.
But it's almost funner to do because of how bad it was.
Yeah, in hindsight.
Right? In hindsight. Because you have done good things since then.
Yeah, I've done a few.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's a long
But,
list.
you just look back at some of the stuff. Like I used to do a Stephen Wright impression on stage, and I would, I would turn around first. But even when I turned back around, I was still the same guy. I didn't do any facial expression.
Yeah.
I didn't mess my hair.
So why'd you turn around?
It was a pretty good impression, though.
I don't know. I just did because everyone used to do impressions. They used to turn around first.
So you turn
to
around
get into the character.
Do you want
right?
to do your impression? It was pretty good.
I can't remember.
Oh, I can.
doing an impression of another comic.
Yeah, it was like because I had these like goofy one-liners, so I figured out this would be more like Stephen Wright.
These are Stephen Wright type jokes.
Type
I'll
Stephen
I'll
Wright
do
is.
them
didn't
as
fit
Stephen
in my
Wright.
act. Yeah, they didn't fit in my act, so let me do them as Stephen Wright.
Did it work?
No.
I remember one of the jokes.
Were you,
You
were you
Yup.
making fun of Stephen Wright or just kind of...
No, I was just these were
So you were
jokes.
just kind of stealing his act.
He wrote
Yeah.
jokes that he thought wouldn't work for him. He goes, if I do them in a Stephen Wright impression, these will kill.
Yeah.
You didn't think to yourself like, oh, I thought of this joke, but since it doesn't fit in my act, I'll just let it go?
Yeah, I just said, well, if I do as a Stephen Wright impression,
Right, you should have just let it go.
I should have let it go.
Or sell it to somebody or something. If the jokes are that brilliant, find Stephen Wright and be like, hey, you want to buy some jokes?
Oh, I know one of the jokes.
Yeah.
Can you do it as Stephen Wright? If you have to turn around, that's cool.
Well, yeah. I don't even know how Stephen Wright taught. I haven't seen his act
Yeah.
in a long time. But one of the jokes was I broke my toe the other day, so I called a tow truck.
That's the one I was thinking of. I had to call a tow truck.
Yeah.
That is so bad.
I know there was a couple of them
There
like
was a
that.
pause. My timing was a little
But
low.
no,
wasn't
it would
the
do, the
timing.
jokes would do badly.
It wasn't the timing?
No, it was the writing.
The jokes would bomb, and at the end, he would wrap up the impression by going, Stephen Wright, thank you. Thank you.
Or you just kept doing it.
Well, yeah, I did like 5 jokes in there. There was some other one about
Stephen
hockey.
Wright, thank you.
But I mean, you did it more than once. Like it wouldn't work. Did it ever work?
And maybe it got a few
A
chuckles.
tow truck?
Yeah.
I broke my toe, so I called it
I had to
tow
call
truck.
a tow truck.
I had to
yeah.
call a tow truck.
Why would a truck fix your toe?
It's just 'cause it wasn't a good joke.
Just because it's called tow truck?
Yeah.
It's TOW.
No, I know.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of the other one. I can't think of the other one. But yeah, but I would pause in there. There was a little pause. But no, I never. But I guess I just needed the time. We were probably doing 30 minutes when we weren't really. We didn't really have.
Stretching to 30.
Stretching to 30. So I figured I'll throw it in for like 2 or 3 minutes.
right. You had
Mix it
20.
up.
You had 25, and you were like, "But I got to get to 30."
Yeah. So
let me do these bad Stephen Wright jokes.
because I know they were clean, so
Right.
I knew like these comedy clubs. They when me and Jim would work them, they would like the headliner would bitch if we were dirty,
Too dirty,
or
yeah.
edgy.
I see.
So they used to always cry when we were on the show. So I said, I got to have a clean act just to feature for this guy to do 30 minutes. So I'd throw that in there because I knew that was clean.
Did you ever run jokes by Norton? Like, "Hey, what do you think of this? I broke my toe. I called it a tow truck."
I don't remember. I'm sure we would at times running by each other.
Because I would
Yeah,
hope that your
probably.
friend would be like, "That's a
Jim
terrible
was
joke."
encouraging, though. Florentine was always encouraging.
He was
Fine. Yeah, Jim was always good.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, no, Jim would always go up there and kill. He had a lot of he was high energy and stuff like that, but he was always killing. And we didn't know any better. We just was like, all right, this is what we came up with. It's getting
Yeah.
a few laughs, so fuck it.
Do you remember what an awful gig Jenkinson's was? Jenkinson's in
Yeah.
in the fucking Jersey Shore was like an open air fucking Jersey bar. Oh, it was terrible. Otto would always destroy their. I was working with Otto one time, and there was a guy in the front row in a wheelchair, and Otto goes, "What are you waiting for? A better seat?"
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's great.
That was the one that place Jenkinson's. It was a place down the Jersey Shore. This was like early '90s when I had long hair, and my brothers are big ball busters
You
too.
jamming Jim?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
jamming Jim at that point, and we were on a family vacation, and I was over in the corner, and this girl was at the bar. My brother was getting beers, and this girl goes, "Is that Bon Jovi over there?" And of course, my brothers go, "Yeah, we're with him." He's like, "That's John Bon Jovi?" She's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh my God, what is he doing down here?" He's like, "Well, he's recording an album. He's on vacation with his family." Like, "Oh my, can I go say hello to him?" And he's like, "Hold on." And my other brother comes over, and goes, "This chick thinks you're Bon Jovi." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "So we're bringing her over."
So he doesn't say, like, the smart thing to do would be like, oh, I talked to him. He doesn't really want to do the fan thing right now. He's with this because you're not Bon Jovi.
No, I know.
But he said we're bringing the girls over.
Yeah, so the girl comes over and she's like, "John," and my brother goes, "Look, she thinks you're Bon Jovi, so just play along." So she's like, "John?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God, I'm such a big fan." I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
You know what? You have your voice.
There's nothing Bon Jovi-ish about him at all.
Like,
Well,
you have this.
I always had hair like Bon Jovi, like whatever hair
Right.
Bon Jovi had. When he cut it, I cut mine. I said, "I'm going to follow what he's doing."
you don't
Wish he shot himself.
Yeah. You don't have a face like Bon Jovi.
Yeah, with the hair though and the blonde hair, I don't know. It was dark.
She
It was
obviously
in a
wasn't a
club.
fan. She just probably knew who Bon Jovi was or watched it, like knew a video, so she didn't know intimately what he looked like.
I didn't know, like, John Bon Jovi's he's known for being a really good singer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, his speaking voice probably wouldn't, like,
Yeah, but you didn't really. He didn't. Everyone didn't really know his speaking voice.
Yeah, but it's definitely not that. Is
But
what
you
I'm
didn't
saying.
know though. Jim with the long hair, Jim looked like Rocky Bon Jovi instead of Dennis.
Dennis, that's what I figured you.
Yeah, like I could definitely, if I got in a car accident, definitely pass for Rocky Dennis.
Right.
Like it was a cross between, like maybe he could be Rocky Dennis from a distance.
Right.
So what? You talked to her as Bon Jovi?
Yeah, so I talked to her as Bon Jovi, and then I guess her girlfriend was at the bar, and then they were with a big group, and they started all pointing and like, "Oh my, over there," and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna get busted."
Yeah.
I go, "Look, I gotta get out of here," because I saw everybody like fucking kind of hovering around. They wanted to come around, and I'm like, someone's gonna know, and I'm gonna get punched out.
Nobody can be that stupid
Yeah.
as that girl.
Two
Yeah.
people couldn't have believed it.
Right.
So I gotta go. She goes, "Where?" I go, "I gotta go in the parking lot. I can't be, And she's
Yeah.
like, "Can I
gotta
go
go
with
get
you?"
on my steel horse.
She goes, "Can I go with you?" She goes, "Can I go with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Next thing I know, I'm in my car making out with her.
She thinks she's making out with Bon Jovi.
Yeah, grabbing her tits. And she invites me to a barbecue the next day because her 6 or 7-year-old
No.
son, is a big fan.
No.
She goes, "He loves you. You're his favorite band. Can you please come to the barbecue? It's just my friends. No one's going to make a big deal. No one's going to take pictures. We're not going to tell anyone else."
By the way, that's disturbing on so many levels because you also have to realize that even if you were Bon Jovi,
Right.
Can you imagine, like, you're a kid, right? You're 6 years old. Your favorite rock star, whoever it is,
Right.
is grabbing your mom's tits. That'd be terrible news.
Or if I came home one day and my mother had Ozzy's cum on her fucking collar, like, Mom, Mom, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'd be like if Hulk Hogan
Well, like
was going down on my mom.
Junkyard dog, more accurately.
Why do you?
No reason.
Well, would you be mad at Hulk Hogan?
No, I wouldn't be mad, but like the next time, like when the next WrestleMania came across, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. Like
It would wreck it a little bit.
It'd be tough to cheer for him. Like he's like, oh, I'm going to beat the earthquake, and I'm like, I don't know if I want you to beat the earthquake anymore. You were going down on my mom.
Well, your mom might have liked it.
Wait, in hindsight, like now I would grow up and be like, you know what, good for my mom. But as a kid, I'd be like, I don't like this. This is weird.
Well, there was a story that Slash walked in his mom's bedroom, and she was in bed with David Bowie. And he was still a
Jesus.
David Bowie fan.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's David Bowie. It's Hulk Hogan. I mean, you're a wrestling fan. It's Hulk Hogan.
it is Hulk Hogan.
You know what I
Slash's
mean?
mom fucked David Bowie.
It wasn't-
I'd be so bummed out if my mom fucked David
Look,
Bowie.
It was Hulk
So would
Hogan.
he.
It was Hulk Hogan. Sam, it was Hulk Hogan. It wasn't SD Jones.
No, you're
You know what I
right.
mean? If it was Special Delivery Jones, then you're like,
Yeah.
Mom, what are you
Or
doing?
if you walked in and she was eating Chief J. Strongbow's ass.
Yeah, I'd be like, Mom, what are you doing? He's not even a real Native American. He's Italian.
I know. Or if George the Animal Steel was eating your mom's box like a
Yeah.
turnbuckle.
You're chewing it.
Yeah, just violent.
Just white stuff flying all over the place.
Coming up with pubes and spitting them out.
So what happened with the girl? You couldn't go, obviously.
All right, so she says, "Can you please come?" She gave me her number, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna. Yeah, sure, I'll try to make it." So the next day, I go, "Obviously, I can't go. It's daylight. They're gonna know in 2 seconds when I walk back there. I'm not Bon Jovi." But I felt bad because I figured the kid's probably waiting for me to show up. So I actually called the woman and said, "Look, I can't make it. I got to rush back to New York to go in the studio."
Now you're on the phone. Your voice, that can't be what Bon Jovi sounds like.
But the kid might not know. How old was the kid?
Well, I didn't get on the phone with the kid yet. So I told the mom, I can't make it. I got to go back to New York. We got to go back in the studio. It sucks. I got to ruin my family vacation, but I got to go. So I said, well, put your kid on the phone. So the kid came on the phone. I said, hey, man, I'm sorry I can't make the party. I know your mom said you're a big fan. Good luck with your music. And I was looking forward to meeting you, but I can't. He's like, oh, thanks. He was all excited.
So to this day, that kid probably thinks he talks to Bon Jovi on the phone.
He talked to Bon Jovi on the phone.
He probably thinks his mom met Bon Jovi. I hope he's famous, and then it comes back and he goes, oh my God, and he meets Bon Jovi, and Bon Jovi's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he's like, I never made out with some girl in the Jenkinson's parking lot.
Because he won't know because he just had the phone conversation. His mom knows now. Like, his mom has watched Bon Jovi on TV since then and heard Bon Jovi talk and be like, that's not...
You never know. Sometimes
not
people
the guy.
whitewash it to themselves, though. She may have convinced herself like that. Maybe that's her one night because she only saw him once. Maybe she might be a little drunk.
So she's just watching him.
Definitely drunk, yeah.
She's watching him sing It's My Life as the New Year's ball drops, and she's like, oh, yeah, I remember
that guy.
I wonder if he'd
crazy
remember
night.
me. I wonder if he'd remember me.
I'll bet he would. He called.
I remember you.
He called. Yeah, you remember, don't you? Oh, I hope she's
girls
listening.
would fall for that. Our buddy Don Jameson, like some girl thought he was this guy in a band, my friend Kevin's band. She goes, Peter? And he goes, yeah. He wound up dating her for like 6 months, and like 3 months in, she found out he wasn't the guy. He goes, oh man, was she pissed? Like, oh, she's still staying with you? He goes, yeah. She goes, Peter? He goes, yeah. He just answered.
So she thought he was Peter the whole time?
Yeah.
This is like the old, like the old school version of Catfish. Like now on Catfish, people lie about their identities online,
right?
And they have this fake thing, and they're texting, and they got fake screen names, and they're sending fake pictures. Back then, you just go up to girls and just lie.
Well, they would
just say you're somebody
else. That
else.
happened a few times. Another time at a bar, this girl goes, "Are you Steve?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Steve from Wawa?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "I haven't seen you since high school." Like, "Yeah, I moved away." I just figured I was going to see how far I could take it.
Right. It's an improv exercise at that point.
Yeah. There's no penalty. Just if she finds out, who cares?
Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not." And she's like, "I go, yeah, I moved away. I just moved back here." She goes, "Oh my God, everyone's been looking for you. We haven't heard from you in like 10 years." Like, yeah. She goes, John and Mary? I'm like, yeah. She goes, "They broke up." I go, "They broke up?" What? I go, "They were the perfect couple." I know, it's unbelievable. Now he's going out with. I'm like, wow. She goes, "Yeah, we thought you'd be at the reunion." Next thing, I'm making out with her in the club.
That's great. That's great. Just follow the lead, right?
Yeah.
Just follow the lead. They're laying it out there for you. You got to just make it up.
I never got confused with anybody, but do you know who I thought I looked like when I was younger?
Who did you think you looked like?
I thought I looked like Michael J. Fox.
Why?
I was delusional.
I'm trying to think that, but you never
even close.
I would reference it on stage.
No. You mean when you were performing? You thought you had spiky hair.
Yeah.
His hair was never that short though.
You don't mean when you were a kid you thought you looked like Michael J.
No,
Fox?
on stage I thought I had something in my face. Someone told me that, and I believed him.
Oh my! And then you had to tell people?
No, on stage I would reference it to some dumb joke.
But it wasn't a joke.
You
like
did like one of those jokes. I'm a cross between.
Yeah, like one of those.
Like it wasn't a joke. Like, can you believe somebody said I look like Michael J. Fox?
No. I was not pointing out how stupid that observation was.
It was as if the audience all felt like,
like that was the reference to make.
We've all been thinking, hey man, Jim Norton says the stuff we're thinking. We were all just thinking that guy looks like Michael J. Fox.
You guys are looking at me like
everyone had a joke.
A cross between.
Like a cross between ba-bum. So it was Michael J. Fox and somebody else.
Did everybody go like, what's he talking about?
No, I did Doogie Howser and Sinead O'Connor. That was one I did.
For you?
For cross between.
It doesn't
that's
work.
right, yeah.
You just have Sinead O'Connor's haircut.
I know.
That doesn't work at all.
It didn't. Well, what would kill back then was a 1992 joke.
Yeah, that's when she was
in '92. That was a fucking home run.
Yeah, that
opening
was a
line.
joke. That was a great opening line.
Just because you referenced celebrities that were because they don't look like Jim.
Well,
my haircut was short. Now get a big yuck on the road.
Like he doesn't look. There's a photo of Jim when he was younger, and he doesn't look like Sinead O'Connor or Michael J.
Well, my
Fox.
hair was very different then. I was 17 then.
You have the same haircut as Sinead O'Connor, but there's no resemblance to Michael J. Fox or Doogie Howser.
But it would still get a big laugh because it was young looking.
This looks like a young picture of the Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, it does.
His family.
Yeah.
Look at Jim's dad. The look of just disgust on his, just like sadness on his face. Like this is my son.
This is my family. This is Jim Norton.
My tinted fucking awful fucking Pacino is when he played Lefty. What was that movie with Johnny Depp?
Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco. I got cancer at a prick.
Oh yeah, he was probably embarrassed of you.
Probably,
right?
Should have been.
He knew you were. He knew what you were up to. He knew you were a scumbag.
I don't know why he had a blazer on.
Well, he probably wanted to, portray the photo of like a good American family. And then
Probably a holiday. My mom had her sweater vest.
He's got Jim Norton. He's got Jim Norton as a kid.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Like growing up and having to deal with that. Like your parents have Jim Norton as a kid.
Yeah.
Now,
humiliating.
it's probably fine. Now it's good because you're successful.
I don't even know if it's good now. Now they just kind of accept it.
Yeah, you got your life together a little bit. Like you're together.
Yeah, pay my bills.
Right, exactly. You got a nice place.
Oh my God! Yesterday was my birthday, as you know, and Jim just sent me a nice Twitter. Sorry, you reminded me of something about how good life is.
Oh, I thought. Did you talk to your parents on your birthday?
Yes, I talked to both of them.
Okay, they were happy to hear from you.
They actually got a call from my dad, so I talked to them. Yeah, and I had a nice a Bumble date.
Nice.
You did you went on Bumble for your birthday?
I did. Yeah, this place I met. I showed up at this place.
What do you mean? What place?
It was like a cafe. It wasn't going to be
Like a Starbucks?
No, it wasn't going to be like a date. It was just somebody I talked to a couple of times. But like, yeah, let's meet because I had to go do a set. So like, let's just meet before I go do my set. Nothing.
Just a casual encounter.
A quick tea.
It's good. Yeah, it's good to get one and man just get a little groundbreaking session in.
It wasn't going to be like we fooled around. You never knew. We just chatted a couple. It was more like, hey, a lot of times I've met girls on Tinder, Bumble, and like you literally just you meet them once and that's it. It's a one-time date and you don't fuck them. You don't even kiss. So it was cool. I got there and I showed up and I had some nice mint tea, iced. It was really good. It's good.
That's
it?
Where'd it go though?
Well, she didn't come.
No.
She,
No.
you got his birthday.
You got stood up on your 49th
On a
birthday.
Bumble date.
What are you doing? Oh, Jim.
Yeah, I was. I left.
So that's why you didn't comment on the. So you didn't have nice conversation. You just had mint tea.
Yeah, I was sitting there for a while, and she was late.
Did you bring a newspaper with you?
No.
So you must have been bored.
I have my phone. And the worst is when you show up, and I showed up there. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll just go down now. And I ordered this, I was like, I'll wait for her to get here. And it was like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, she's not here. So I just was like, she said she had to do something. She's like, oh, yeah, I got to do this thing. I'll be like 10 minutes. So I was like, wait, it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I ordered my tea, had it nice and iced. It was all mint leaves. It was very good.
Oh, great.
And
I'm glad the tea was good.
I finally realized she wasn't going to come. So I sent her, I'm like, you could let me know you weren't coming.
Did she text you back?
She did.
What'd she say?
She said she was really sorry. She was doing this thing. She actually called me.
She didn't say, I went by the window and saw what you look like and kept going.
No, she was doing some thing. She apologized. She's an actress and she was running a scene and she was just running a scene late. But she did call and try to apologize, but I was fuming. I had already left.
Well, yeah, I had already left. Like you stood up for yourself. How long were you there for?
20 minutes, maybe. Past when she said she was going to be there. I won't wait longer than that.
So how did you guys end the conversation?
I hung up on her.
You did?
Yeah.
You're pissed.
Don't make me wait 20 minutes. Like, if you're going to be late. Yeah, if you're going to be late, tell me I'm on my way. But don't do something and then just disregard that I'm there waiting for you. Like,
She wasn't going to be late.
I don't know if she was or not. But I did, in fairness, she did call. And I did, she apologized.
She called after you texted, though.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to be late.
I don't know. I don't know. But I definitely
Yeah.
Do you think she was going to be late?
If Jim didn't text her, she probably wouldn't have got contact.
Yeah, she wasn't going to show up at all.
No.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She might have been running.
She thought about it and she's like, I don't feel like doing it.
A girl walked by who might have been her. There was one girl who I thought walked by that might have been her, and then.
Oh.
Did you like half get out of your seat?
Oh, she's here.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked up, and no, it wasn't her. She just looked in and kept going.
Let me go get the door for. Oh, it wasn't her.
But what if could it? Do you think it was her?
I don't know. I'm 50-50. I'm not 100%.
Oh yeah, that looks just like her profile picture. Oh, I guess that wasn't her.
Yeah, she just looked in and kept going.
Oh, maybe she's not. She probably thought.
Maybe that was the scene where she was rehearsing.
Yeah.
Let me
Yes.
blow off a date.
Yes. Stand up, an old man.
How old is she?
20s.
Oh,
Did she know it was your birthday?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it until I left, and I kind of laughed at myself. I'm like, you fucking zero.
49th birthday. You're getting stood up on Bumble.
Does that kind of put things in perspective?
Yeah, it really does. Hammers it right home. But Sam just reminded me that when he said you were doing good. I'm
You
like,
should have
oh,
told
yeah.
her on the phone. You should have been like, it was my birthday.
And on my birthday.
No, because if you would have said it was his birthday, and she'd be like, "All right, this is weird.
Yeah.
It's the guy's birthday, and we're going on a first date to meet for coffee.
Why'd you figure out a?
Like,
I
don't
want
you have anything else going on in your life?
Yeah.
I'm a Bumble date on your birthday.
Right. Yeah. So it's better that he
it was
did
kind of like a last minute thing. I was going to go down the cellar, and she's like, I'm down by this. I'm like, oh, you're in the same area, so.
Did you want to reschedule?
She was really close.
She didn't mention that.
No.
That's usually, yeah, you could tell. She's probably not lying. She's probably like, oh, I was just going to be late, but I was going to come, but we don't have to reschedule.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Troy, you don't. I heard you in the background when he said sometimes you just do just a meetup beforehand,
Yeah.
but you don't do that.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
You said you have a 1 drink maximum.
Listen, there are some girls that you'll just kind of go the extra mile for.
What's the extra mile?
The extra mile. Some girls, for some reason, feel like if they sleep with you the first day, they're sluts. I don't.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But they do feel that way, and they want to have at least a first meeting so they can feel like, okay, I felt it out, and he's a good guy.
Or not show up to the first meeting sometimes.
Or walk by you and realize, oh, yeah, it's him. Ugh.
So you just got to go get it over with. And I've done this too. I've been like, oh, where do you work? Where are and she'll be like, oh, I'm on whatever street. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll meet you on the corner. And I just go say hi, like ride by my bike, say hi, and then leave. I'm like, there's the first encounter. There it is, out of the way.
So that's going above and beyond.
Yeah.
I see.
No, but sometimes like a chick is cool, and you're like, oh, you know what? Let's go out and grab dinner or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Right. Do you stop your bike?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It's not just like a wave, like, yeah, it's me on my bike.
Yeah. But sometimes you got to put in that work.
You got to put in like a half hour, a coffee or a drink.
Yeah.
Just go, all right, let's get together in a couple days. Let's figure it out.
Just
so
they don't
you
think
just
you're
get
a
that one out of the
psychopath.
way.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. And so,
And it could be any time during the day, so you're not wasting a whole night with them.
Yep.
Right, you did in the afternoon or something.
Yeah, afternoon.
Maybe after at 3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, something like that,
You're not doing
yeah.
anything else anyway, unless they don't show up at all, which happens apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yep.
Oh, Jim.
Sometimes they don't come.
No, you've been stood up more times than you'd like to admit.
I'm sure I have been. I don't remember when the last one was, though.
Well, there's a girl in L.A. that didn't come to the party with you.
Oh, that cunt. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't tell her it was Maria Menounos' party.
We were going to Maria Menounos' party, and I was
Okay.
like, Jim, you gotta come. And he's like, is it cool if I bring a girl? I'm like, definitely. And so we were going out there, and the girl was like, okay, yeah, no, I'll be there. And I watched, and I was like, well, were we gonna meet this girl, Jim? Like, when are we leaving?
She was going to meet me at the hotel, right?
Right, and she was gonna meet us at the hotel.
She had met me at the hotel earlier that day.
Right.
And we had lunch.
Yeah, they'd already had lunch, but then she stopped responding to texts.
I may even have her picture. She did apologize again, but just another piece of shit.
She said she fell asleep
Yeah.
way late in the night.
Like, no,
She
you didn't.
texted him, and she was like, sorry, I fell asleep.
No, you didn't.
What am I, fucking 15, you fucking asshole?
Yeah, I know you went to sleep, 7 o'clock?
Right, that happened.
I'm looking
yeah.
to see if I have her picture.
Like a young,
Yeah, young 24-year-old.
right in L.A.
No, yeah, they go
You
to
go to
sleep,
sleep at
at
like
7 o'clock.
7. Yeah.
After a big lunch.
Well, yeah, it's a weekend, so you're gonna go to sleep at 7. You know?
Yeah, I didn't tell her. She was in the business, too.
What business?
Entertainment somehow. She might have been an actress or something. I didn't tell her.
She wasn't. You're not saying she's a prostitute.
No.
Okay.
No. I wouldn't go on a date like that.
Are you gonna keep using the apps?
This was Raya.
Yeah, because you can strike gold on there.
Sure.
Yeah.
You just got, there's going to be,
You just have to take your L's.
3 out of 10 are going to work out. Something
That's
like that.
a low.
Yeah, well, look, but there's no, you're not going dinner, date, movie, picking her
So
up.
you're skipping
Right.
a lot.
You're not
of
doing
the
any of that
nonsense.
stuff that you used to have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So it's worth it. You go meet him for coffee, meet him for a drink.
So it's not like it's a friend of a friend, and you meet him at a restaurant, and then you have dinner, and you get
Yeah.
to know each other, and then
It's
and then a
quick.
week later you go to a movie, and then a week after that you go. So I
you
got
pick her up at her house. You got to go to a door.
Yeah.
All that.
Now
You go,
it's
you
just-
have coffee, whatever, you meet her, and then you see how it goes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fast. I don't mind. The apps are quick. There's no.
And so even if you strike out a bunch of times,
Doesn't matter.
It's
Yeah,
you
and
can
it's-
put
I was like, I was going to have coffee at this time anyway, whether
Right.
you were here or not.
It's no less dignified than meeting in a bar. Like a lot of times you meet in an app, like, okay, you can see a little bit about her life, you see a few pictures. All right, you talk a little bit. Like, what's the difference between that and being introduced by someone? You talk a little bit, then you see each other for the second time. So the app is you talk and then you meet. Who cares?
Do you think Norton should go for something maybe like not old, but a little older than like, mid-20s?
Maybe, but I mean, that's why it's the price you pay.
Yeah, it is. Young girls are flaky.
They're flaky.
Yeah.
It's the price you pay.
And a lot of times, if like they're young 20s, mid 20s, they're so used to having their ass kissed. And
Yes.
and when you're an older guy, you just don't want to put in the fucking work. You're like, I can't do this.
Well, it's also like you were talking about, like sometimes you meet a girl and she's cool and you actually like hanging out with her.
Yeah.
Like there's not that many girls in their mid-20s that are great conversationalists, are there?
No, some of them are okay.
Some are okay. I mean, I prefer girls that have had, a little bit of life.
Yeah, just something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer someone 28, 30. Those are good ages to date.
That's not bad, yeah.
That's fine. I would date someone 30, 35. It depends on who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, the young ones, she's so used to blowing off guys that she would just think Jim's going to try again. Hey, let's try to meet up again. So she
Yeah.
doesn't give a shit.
I just won't go.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And he's not putting up, but he's like, no, I'm not a 25-year-old going to kiss your ass and chase you around.
Yeah, I'm
So
older
she's-
and I'm like over. I understand that this happens, and I've been a scumbag so many times that it's just karma comes back to bite you sometimes.
Yeah.
And she's just going to her friend being like, oh, it's just what I thought. He yelled at me like he was my dad.
Yeah.
Which is a
Give her a scolding.
Yeah.
See, I need that. The girl who has like a daddy thing, that's the girl I'll do okay with. You're at that age now where the girl who like wants an older guy. There's a lot of girls like older guys. A lot of them don't. They're creeped out by it, but a lot of them do, and those are the ones you strike gold with.
You like a
Do you
girl
have
with
your
a daddy
real age?
issue.
Do you have your real age on the
I think so,
on the app?
or close to it, yeah.
Mine's like 10 years younger.
Is that right?
Awesome.
And then I'm just like, yeah. And they're like, you're not really. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know. My publicist hooked up my Facebook page. I don't know what.
Oh, I thought I was the only one that said that.
Oh no, that's the excuse. Because you have to hook it up through Facebook.
Yeah.
You have to go through your
I
Facebook
see.
page so you don't have a fake account.
Because your publicist is not going to set up your dating apps, but they will set up the Facebook.
And whatever
for you.
comes from the Facebook, they age on there. So just like, yeah, she set up a while ago. I don't even know what age she put. I don't pay attention.
Right.
Yeah, it's
That's a show business thing. That's not.
yeah.
I'm not
I
trying
have
to.
no idea what she put there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or you could say it's a glitch in the app. Because a lot of times they'll say it the wrong age. So they'll say, I'm not really this, I'm really this. You ever seen that?
Yep.
Where they say, like, the age is wrong on the app. So
It's not a glitch. They're only doing that so you don't lose them by putting a different age in.
So you fit into the.
Yeah, because you won't get, you
That's
put your
not a
age
glitch.
range. But
Yeah.
you shouldn't even do that because if someone reads that, they go, all right, this person's really this age, then forget it. I'd rather do it on the date and break it to them.
I'm going
Right.
to my Facebook right now and seeing. I might have lied, but not by much.
Yeah. The
because
publicist
you'll
thing is
miss,
pretty
you'll
smart.
miss a lot. Like if a 27-year-old girl wants to put age,
Right.
22 to 42.
Right.
If you're 43, you're going to miss that. She'll never see your picture.
Right.
So you have no shot of matching up with her.
Then again, I don't blame her.
So you got to. Yeah, that's true. So you got to balance out like the lowest age that still makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, because if you go on there and be like, yeah, I'm 38, they're going to, what? Why'd you say you're 38?
I don't know where my
what,
age
what,
is.
what age do you have on there, Florentine?
I don't know. It's like, it's.
You know.
I don't know what it is, but it's like 9 or 10 years younger than I really am.
Mine is 6 years.
Yeah.
That was for the same reason.
Yeah.
So you could fit in. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Parameters.
you're going to
Yeah,
lose
I
a lot
get
of
that.
girls like that.
Which also is like, girls are like, that's why I set up the parameters, because I want to lose you guys.
But someone who's going to date you for 43, if you're 49, plus I use my real name, send my real picture, so it's Googleable. I'm very easy to find. I guess
There's a big difference between 43 and 49.
not really.
You don't think so?
Nah, not that much.
You know
Not
what
for
R.
girls.
Kelly says anyway, age ain't nothing but a number.
He does, yeah. There's a big difference, between 22 and 11, but between 43 and 49, most girls won't give a fuck. And if they do, all right, well, we won't go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always pretty honest about my age. You just don't want to get lost in the swipe. You don't want to not fit into the brackets.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. You gotta keep your options as high as possible, right?
Yeah. But I don't lie about other stuff.
Jim, whatever happened to that girl whose house you went to and she invited another date over?
Wait till you hear this, Florentine. So Norton is he's hanging out with this girl who's is a friend,
Yeah.
and
But I liked her.
she was young, and he goes over there, like in her 20s or whatever, and he goes over to hang out with her.
At her place.
Yes, and her girlfriend.
He brought his own snacks.
And he brought his. That's right. He brought nuts with him, because he likes nuts.
Yep.
And she was there hanging out with her girlfriend. So it was like and then Norton came and joined them. Blah blah blah. And he got there, and they were laughing, and he was like, "What's so funny?" And they were like, "Oh, you know what we just did because we thought it was funny." we invited a guy over that we met on Tinder just now, so he's coming over.
Oh,
As a goof.
As a goof. Like, isn't
She's
that
like, it
funny?
would be so funny. This was my second time hanging out with her. The first time hanging out with her, I got vibes from her. This was the second time hanging out with her.
You think that's funny? Florentine?
No.
You don't?
no.
You're a
It could be
comedian.
problem,
You don't think
too.
that that's funny?
So I'm sitting there like a guy. I'm like, what am I doing with this girl? And like, was it another girl? It was another girlfriend with her too. So all of a sudden, this guy I'm like, why'd you do that? He's gonna feel like he's gonna get annoyed. She's like, you wouldn't. I'm like, I'd be so pissed off if I was him. So I kind of felt bad for this guy. And then I'm like,
It's a waste of your time, too. Like,
but
what
I'm
do
like,
you-
I'll stay. So the guy showed up, and he was a trooper. He was not a bad guy. He was okay. And he just fucking kind of stayed and hung out. So then her other girlfriend left. So there's just me, this guy, and her on the sofa, sitting there talking. And me and the guy were trying to outweigh each other. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go. I got to get up or whatever. And I'm like, let him fuck this girl. I was just annoyed. But I do have other communications from her.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone okay?
So she was the one. It wasn't her friend. She was the one who called the Tinder
She
guy
did as a
over.
goof.
Yeah, that's bad.
Didn't you have to go back to get your salad?
No, I left my salad there, but I went home.
Oh, that's right. He brought a salad, too.
I went home that night, but she did say, she did say she was sorry for that. She texted me later, and don't read anything, Jim. Just read the top three. She sent me a text about we got to hang out. She was saying, "Hey, let's hang out." And I said something to her, but then you can read it out loud. The top three things she said to me in that text.
What are the top three?
The top three lines.
Top three lines.
Yeah. There's 3 texts up there.
But we've been
PG-13.
Oh, so we've been so PG-13.
Okay.
Let's properly hang later this week.
Okay.
I want you to fuck my throat.
Oh, wow.
She was a trooper.
Oh, that's great news.
I didn't do it, but yeah.
You should have.
That was
Can I read your response?
No.
No.
Why? I want to see the
No, I'll
response.
show it to you. No, it's not that bad, but no.
Oh, is it funny?
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
yeah. It's typical for guys. She says, I want you to fuck my throat. What you're going to say is going to happen.
Right.
This is how I want it to go down, basically.
Oh, I didn't miss.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
see.
No, it's nothing that.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'd love to know how you responded if you're comfortable with it.
So she said, I want you to fuck my throat. And he says, I would love to lay you on my bed and hang your head over the edge and sink my cock into your mouth.
There it is.
That's a great response.
Thanks. So much for PG-13.
And she said, let's do that Thursday night then.
We didn't though.
You should have.
Why?
You had a great plan.
Because you get busy, she gets busy. Like it's just you talk a lot.
Yeah, you do a lot of shit
It
talking.
is, right?
It's a lot of
Yeah.
shit talking.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talk, but no action.
And sometimes you're just setting it up for another time.
Yeah, and if it never
Yeah.
happens, it never happens. Like she's a late night girl. Like she likes to go out late. She's actually a cool person. I would hang out with her and hang with her. But she's like a late night. I'll get texts from her like 11:30 at night. I'm like, no, I'm in bed.
You should date like a low-level celebrity. Enough of this nonsense.
Well, who?
I don't know. You can find a low-level celebrity, like somebody who's just like kind of
How about a
coming
high
up.
level? celebrity?
Natasha Dreams.
Yeah, that'd be a perfect one.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Sure.
Well, you're not going to date a high-level celebrity.
Sure, I would.
What are you talking about?
She might not.
Yeah, it would-
Natasha Dreams is my level.
The
She's a
problem,
low-level
the problem
celebrity.
with that is the high level celebrity is, if Jim's doing the funny bone in Columbus, Ohio, Thursday through Sunday, they don't like sitting in the green room for 4 days.
No, and they also don't like being famous and having their boyfriend Googled and having my results come up. My results are not celebrity girlfriend friendly.
Yeah, why don't you date Natasha Dreams? Natasha.
Well, it's up to her.
Okay. All
I
right.
think she
not up
was,
to
she was
me.
flirting with you pretty hard, I thought.
Yeah, I know, but on the radio, it never means anything. You know how it is.
Have you had interactions with her off the air?
We chatted. We never met up. No, we talked about eating. But again, I wouldn't. I would eat with her. I'm not just gonna fuck her if I eat with her.
Yeah, but you might. That's the point,
I'm
right?
a weirdo, dude. I'm a weirdo as I get older.
What do you mean?
I don't fuck that often.
Why not?
I just don't. It's a scary world.
You're worried about AIDS?
Well,
It's so-
there's a lot of things you have to worry. You have to worry about like diseases, pregnancy's a big one. There's a lot of shit with her. You don't have to worry
You're
about.
worried about
pregnancy.
you're worried about
But
you're
no, but
worried
I'm saying
Natasha's going to get pregnant.
as a general rule. No, I might.
The movie Junior.
As a general rule, you know how it is, Jim. You gotta fucking you gotta start being very careful.
Yeah, we'll get a vasectomy.
Oh yeah, that's
That
smart.
will,
Why don't you get a vasectomy?
You're right. I haven't. I
Yeah.
just don't. I should.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that, you can't get AIDS if you have a vasectomy.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if you know that. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, you should get a vasectomy and start a relationship with Natasha Dreams.
It's a good idea.
I think so too. We figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to worry about the pregnancy thing, but you also got to worry about these girls when they're fucking you within the first hour. How are they going to react afterwards if you don't see them again?
Right. That's
Right.
a very, very scary thing. Is people feeling like you wronged them by hooking up with them too soon, and
Yeah.
like fuck that. I would rather literally just fool around with you and then jerk off and not ever have you question, did that guy use me? Did he trick me into? Fuck that. I can't. It's like too many guys get burned doing that stuff. And
Yeah.
under no circumstance. I'm not putting myself in that position.
That's smart. It makes
I
sense.
won't do it.
Yeah.
On the road, I don't do it. I don't fuck drunk girls. Like I've said that before, but I won't do it. Like if you have a drink, that's fine. But if you're like beyond that point, I will not put my dick anywhere near you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking jail or having my career ruined because you have a fucking change of heart the next morning because you had one drink too many. It's like fuck that.
Yeah.
You got to just be upfront with what you're looking for.
That sometimes men will lie. We go, I love you, just because we want to fuck you. Women will lie and go, I just want to fuck you because they want love. So women will lie and say they only want sex, but they really want more. And then when you give them the sex and you don't want to give them more, they get resentful that you didn't see through their bullshit.
Yeah, Troy, based on your history, do you find that strategy to be foolproof?
Well, at least you have the backup of saying, hey, look, you heard what I said.
You heard what I'm saying? Yeah.
And usually, how does that go over in an argument?
Sometimes it's okay, sometimes not so good.
Right, okay.
But you do know, sometimes they lie and they act like they want to be casual and they don't.
Here's what happens. When you tell most women, we're just having fun. We're just having fun. They go like, oh, yeah, that's all I want. Yeah, we're just having fun. But then if you start accepting gifts, if you start doing things that are non-sexual, if you start connecting on a friendship level.
Snuggling.
Snuggling, it gets you every time, the snuggles.
It really does.
Then they go like, I know that's what he's saying.
They love to snuggle.
I know he's saying that because he wants to keep up that bravado, but
his actions are showing otherwise.
yeah, I can tell he doesn't feel that way. And I just sent him those shoes that he loved, and he wears. That's the other, like, she'll send you stuff that you like, so you'll wear it all the time, and she'll be like, well, if he wasn't in love with me, he wouldn't be wearing it all the time. When in reality, she bought something that you would buy for yourself anyway.
Yeah, and like, cool. I needed sneakers.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
I was just going to go out and get a pair. You save me $50.
Yeah, I'm not. These have no emotional connection to you.
No.
I stepped in
None.
dog shit with my old shoes. That's the only reason I'm wearing these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was stepping in even more by putting yours on.
Yeah, but you learn as you get older that there's so many headaches that come with these things. And
Do you learn, Troy?
I've learned.
You learn how
Have
you
you?
set it up. Like you have to hang a couple times or talk or fuck. I won't fuck a girl the first time I hang with her ever. Because again, this way, if a girl regrets fooling around with you, that's one thing. They don't feel as bad as if you have sex with them. And then at the second or third time they want to fuck, that's different. It's like, okay, you come back, but the first time I don't want to hear excuses like I was only, or I just thought, or it's there's too many problems that you can have.
I'm pretty damaged, so I that's pretty known from pretty soon into the friendship.
Yeah, but that's even worse for a lot of girls because then they're like, "Oh, good. Luckily he's damaged because he hasn't met me yet. Like he hasn't.
Yeah, you're a fixer-upper.
He hasn't fallen head over heels with me and allowed me to fix him.
Well, they realize pretty quick that that's not going to change.
Right, and that's usually a hard pill to swallow.
It really is.
Yeah. Sucks for them.
Usually when a girl says, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm looking just to have fun, that means 100% opposite.
Yeah, I'm trying to get married right now.
Yeah, but after the third time you fuck them, you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend in her mind.
Oh yeah, and she's
maybe even the second.
But she won't say it until way later.
Yeah, but
Or
she'll
so
tell all her friends.
Or she's mad at you for not doing. What do you mean you can't come? Then they just start doing boyfriend girlfriend actions and getting mad at you for stuff you're not doing that a boyfriend does.
Yeah.
And then what's that question they ask like several months in? Are you sleeping with anybody else?
Yeah, that's a bad one.
And you're like,
Don't ask that
You
question.
have to say you said everyone wrong.
You're like, well, yeah, why wouldn't I be, right? Because if you're not in a relationship, but they've created the relationship in their heads, you just have to know that like nothing's free. Everything has costs. Whether
Sometimes there are girls that just got out of a relationship.
Yep.
They've been in a relationship for like 12 years.
Yeah.
That was completely sexless, and they're just like, I don't give a fuck. I am Single,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. There's a
that-
small window you can get them, like maybe after they get divorced or a long relationship, like Troy was saying. There's a window where they don't give a shit. They just want to have fun.
That's where it benefits going with an older girl, not like 60s. I'm saying, but like,
Yeah, like
late 30s,
Yeah.
early
Early
40s.
40s, yeah.
That's a older, yeah.
They're
if
in
they
their
have-
sexual prime.
Yeah.
If they have 1 kid or 2 kids, that's even better.
Yeah, if you, I think that, yeah, the stuff we're talking about probably more applies to like 20s, early 30s, especially like early 30s gets dangerous because that's when biological clocks start
yeah.
ticking.
Boy, do they want to fucking, they want the seed then. Oh,
Yeah, but if you're right, if they're like early 40s and divorced, then you're pretty safe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Then
they-
you're, because then.
and they're busy with
yeah.
their kids, so they can spend 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, wondering about what
Right.
you're doing.
And they actually do
and
want to have
wanna
fun.
hang. Yeah,
They
wanna-
actually want just an hour to like.
They know when they got a couple days without their kids, they just want to have fun. They know they're going back to that fucking chaos.
Right.
So it's perfect.
just let's hang out and fuck around and I'll go back to my life.
Yeah.
Let's break. We have Steve Guttenberg coming in a little later. I don't know if I've ever interviewed him. I don't think I have.
I don't think I have.
And
Is Hot Dog here? Okay,
we get
yeah.
an update on him.
Yeah, we should. He found out I think he found out who his real dad was.
All right, good.
So, yeah.
And Jim, do you have dates to plug? And also, do we have when is OJ going up for parole?
Yeah, we'll talk
Today
about
at like
We'll
2
talk-
o'clock,
it is today.
right?
Okay.
It's OJ Day.
Yeah.
Is it 2
1
o'clock?
o'clock.
1 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. CNN's already been counting down. It's OJ Day. I'm so excited. It's like a throwback. You know, like it's like I'm listening to music on CDs again. It's like OJ's all over the news, and we're gonna watch his court thing.
I was just listening to a CD in the car on the way in.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, but go ahead.
Tonight, the Oracle in Canton, Ohio. Kate Quigley. You know Kate from LA?
I do. Yeah. I don't think I've ever hung out with her. But
She's
I've
really
talked to her.
funny, yeah. So she's on the show tonight with Chad Zumach. And then tomorrow and Sunday, the Phony Bone in Columbus, Ohio. And then Atlanta and Philly in August.
I have. I'm doing Montreal next week with Sam's coming
that's
up.
gonna
We're
be
doing
really
those
fun.
live broadcasts again. I don't even know if there's tickets or not. Jim Sam, JFL@gmail.com. Try for the Thursday. The Friday is definitely oversold, or they're giving away. And also, I have 3 shows at the Jisoo Theater. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They added a show, so it's one each night. And then I get the Borgata August 5th.
And I'll be on the WWE Network on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern for the Battleground Kickoff Show on the
cool.
WWE Network and WWE's YouTube channel.
Great. All right, I'll be right back.
Happy OJ Day, everybody!
It really is.
I can't wait to watch this thing.
By the way, they're saying that masturbation, he got caught jerking off in his cell, and that's a no-no. I don't believe that.
I'd be jerking off if I was OJ and I was about to get paroled.
Well, they're saying it could hurt his chances of getting out, but I don't think that's,
I mean, he's
A
gonna.
part of me wants to see him get out, too, and I know that's shitty because I think he killed those 2 people. Like,
You
why
just
do I...
want to watch the show?
Just more or less, yeah, but I'm like, why the fuck do I have any... I should want him to die in jail because he did kill 2 people.
I mean, technically, if we're going by the law, he should be out of jail. Technically, he was found not guilty,
Yes.
and now he's in jail for kind of bullshit charges.
These charges he should not be in jail for. I
And
totally agree.
The sleazy memorabilia guy who was in the documentary,
Yeah.
that OJ, quote unquote, kidnapped and stole stuff from,
Yep.
and held up at gunpoint, is advocating for OJ to get out of prison. But that's probably because he's a memorabilia guy and just wants him to sign some shit.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is he definitely, I think OJ was right with this one. But the fact is, when you slice 2 people's throats in a brutally killed.
Well, as it turns out, he was responsible for the death according to a court of law, but not
Yes.
guilty.
Yeah, he was responsible in a civil case.
Yes, but he's not guilty. So he actually did not cut those people's throats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that is a common misconception, though. If you listen to certain people, they'll tell you. But I remember the verdict, and it was actually not guilty.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did forget that
Would you have him on the show?
in a second.
Would you
Yeah.
pay to have him on the show?
No. Pay money? Why, he wants money for interviews?
I wouldn't be surprised.
He's broke.
I mean, he's OJ. Yeah, he's broke as a joke. The Goldmans keep taking all his cash.
Yeah, but then
Huh? OJ? We were just talking about whether or not we'd have OJ on the show and if we'd pay him to do an interview. I probably would. I'd probably
how
try
much
to-
money he probably wants? Probably wants $10,000.
We could split it.
No way.
70-30.
Fuck that. I would interview him, but there is no way I'm giving.
I'd do a town hall with him.
I'm not giving money to a guy who cut his wife's
Yeah, I'd
throat
do
for
a
a
town
fucking
hall.
interview.
I'd try to get an audience up here and let Greenstein know I'm ready to host the O.J. Simpson town hall.
He's going to have to be careful because Goldman's get that money, except for his pension money.
Yeah, he's
because of the settlement. So any of that stuff, like he was always trying to get cash under the table, that kind of stuff. So
it's got to be all cash going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Goldmans go after him for everything.
They're really saying though that they expect him to get parole, and if he gets his parole, then I think he stays in jail until like October, and then he goes free. He doesn't just go free today. I think
How long has he been in? 9 years?
9 years, and he got sentenced to 9 to 33 years.
Okay.
But there was a parole hearing. He's in jail. I think there's like 12 charges he's in jail for, something like that, and he's already been given parole on 5 of them, and it's the same parole board apparently that's meeting him today with these other charges. So
wait, when did they give him parole for the other ones?
A while back, but it wasn't like it didn't change his sentence because he still wasn't, because there were still the other charges.
Oh, I didn't know parole worked that way. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's per charge.
You'd be paroled for every charge.
I guess so.
Oh, okay.
But he's gonna be via video conference at this parole hearing. And so all the news stations and all the networks are picking this thing up live.
You think Goldmans want him to be in jail?
I think the Goldman's preference is that O.J. stays in jail, yeah.
Yeah, because he's going to be an instant celebrity again once he's out.
Yes, absolutely.
So they don't want that. They'd rather him just rot in jail.
He's also a bit of a pariah, though, man. Like, most people won't go near him because of the brutality of what he did.
I'd do a town hall.
People, I said people.
Oh.
Most people won't go near him. Like, he won't get any TV. He might get a couple of news interviews, but a lot of people, it's really have a very bad taste about O.J. Simpson. They don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, but he'll find scumbag things to do. He found it before.
He'll absolutely be on every channel.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They forgave him. This new generation doesn't even know
It's ratings.
about O.J.
That's all they care. It's just ratings.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah,
9
maybe.
years in prison for something he shouldn't have went to prison for to begin with.
Yeah, that is true.
You think he'll get a Twitter account?
Oh my God. Of course he will. OJ's become like more of an iconic character, really. Like young people anyway, don't perceive him as a person.
People forget that he was a fucking wife beater.
Yeah, they don't associate
he was
any of the actions that he did with him. Like people, I don't even really think about his murder trial in the context of people actually dying. You know what I mean? They just think of it as like this event.
The spectacle.
Yeah, the spectacle that happened, and a lot of them weren't alive for it. It happened.
Here's why:
20 years ago.
Because people don't look at crime scene photos. Like that's what part of that is. When you see that and you see her like with her throat hanging open, you're like, ugh. Like this isn't just a stake through the heart killing. This was brutal.
That's what they did well in that 30 for 30 series. The series of documentaries they did. I should watch those again. I've probably seen them at least twice.
Have you?
Yeah, I should probably watch through them again.
I'm a little OJ'd out. Like,
Not
you know,
me.
Today I'm interested because obviously it's a big story. Is he going to get out of jail or not? Of course.
You know, it's weird. The Goldmans, especially that dad, he's furious. Still to this day, furious at OJ. But you talk to Jean Benet's dad, he doesn't seem that mad about it.
Well, yeah, then again, Jean Benet's dad only had 6 years to get to know her, so.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah.
They just didn't develop a connection?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jean Benet's dad, he doesn't seem to have nearly the anger in him that Ronald Goldman has.
I personally think it was someone in that house who killed her, so, I mean, I don't know, but it seems to me like it was.
You know, it seems like it was probably the
brother?
The brother, yeah.
That's my
in a fit
opinion.
of rage, yeah, because he used to, hit her and stuff like that, and there was some other allegations against him.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty heavily influenced by that CBS show they did, but I tend to think that it was the brother, and that, the parents knew and
couldn't lose both kids. Yeah.
Right, they're like, well, we already lost one, we're not going to lose both of them.
Did you see the documentary on Netflix, Robert Kardashian?
No.
About the bag, the bag that all the clothes, the bloody clothes and the knife were supposedly in?
No.
This news team got footage when the OJ came back from Chicago. The cops brought him back to his house. Remember that famous scene where he was handcuffed in his backyard?
Yes.
They handcuffed him briefly because they were just questioning him. So he pulls up with his assistant in the car coming back from Chicago. And they bring him in the house, and his assistant's in the car with OJ with 2 cops. So the assistant comes out of the car with OJ. She has a Louis Vuitton bag that OJ had in Chicago. It was his travel bag. And Robert Kardashian is just hanging out outside the house. There's all this footage. There's news footage of it. There's cops standing out OJ's house. And she goes over to Robert Kardashian. They start hugging, and they're talking for like 2 minutes in each other's ear. And she's basically saying, hey, take this bag and get rid of it. Robert Kardashian takes the bag from her as they're hugging and walks to his Mercedes and drives away.
Wow.
They showed it in the FX series.
Yeah.
They had this moment where, David Schwimmer as Robert Kardashian is like, what do you mean, juice? Like he had forgotten that he had taken the bag. There's this dramatic scene.
Well, yeah, because they just took OJ in his backyard, the cops. There was cops standing right there as they exchanged that bag.
But they didn't know. Did the asshole, did they not know that the evidence was being given away?
They had no idea.
Yeah.
There was cops standing right there. And, and then they put another Louis Vuitton bag back in OJ's house because all of a sudden the cops, like a week later, go, where's that bag that he had to travel? Because they even showed the ticket. They put a close-up on the ticket. And it's Chicago, LAX. So it was the bag. And then they put like another Louis Vuitton bag that wasn't the real bag. Because they saw the footage, the news footage, and they go, look, they just threw another bag in there a month later. Go, oh, here's the bag you're talking about.
Can we see that footage? Is that anywhere?
I'm sure it is, yeah. Yeah, because it's definitely a big story. And it was, on the series, they kind of brushed over it and were like, no, there's nothing in the bag.
But do you think that OJ took the bloody clothes and the knife with him to Chicago? Because
back
what did
then,
he do with that? I guess he probably had to, right? He had jumped in that. He had to jump in the car to go to the airport.
I don't see you taking that stuff to Chicago.
And do you think he brought it back on the plane?
Well, yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
Especially
no.
the knife.
That doesn't make sense.
That's going to get stopped.
Just look up. Yeah.
Well, this is pre 9/11, though. Would it have?
Yeah, it's still you still
a knife you couldn't bring. They still had metal detectors.
Knife. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely some kind of evidence, I'm sure, on that clothes, Nicole's DNA or something, or Ron Goldman's.
Well,
stuff.
the clothes he may have had with him. The clothes he may have brought, but the knife, I guarantee he got rid of that knife. He just threw it in a garbage can somewhere. That knife was washed and thrown in a dumpster.
The killer did. Because as of now,
yeah, all right, there's the bag. See, they're hugging right there. She just got out of the car with OJ. They just got back from.
Is that the bag?
Look at the cop right there, standing there.
The cops are talking to OJ in his yard. Now they've taken off the handcuffs, and they're going to bring him to police headquarters.
Now we're just looking at OJ.
Yeah, it's right in the beginning of the whole trial thing.
Weitzman. He's OJ's attorney. He'll be replaced by Robert Shapiro 2 days later.
It's like the Pete Best of OJ's legal
Howard
team.
Weitzman worked with Ozzy when he got in trouble when he was being on trial.
Yeah.
You missed it. You missed the biggest case of all time.
His black shoulder bag. All eyes are on OJ.
This is like the Masked Magician. Magic Secrets finally revealed.
Yeah,
but what you weren't looking at was in the corner.
Now, notice on the other side of the car.
It's totally the same thing. It is. It's all illusion.
He's picked up the bag and he's holding it.
Wow.
He's looking for a way out. Now, the attorney and detective have some private words. And Kardashian tries to make his move.
Yep, Kardashian got out of there with the bag.
But he backs off. Nowhere to go.
Wow.
It's amazing that this was such a big trial.
And no one caught this in the trial.
Well, I mean, the initial investigation of OJ was terrible. My favorite part of the whole thing is when he's being interviewed by cops, and they're like, "Well, what time did you do this?" And he's like, 6, 7, something like that.
There he is.
See, he's walking away with the bag.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gets in his car. There it is, right there, and it has the ticket.
It has the airline tags on it.
Wow.
It's all right. He's just putting his friend's stuff in his. I'll hold it for you.
Holy shit! Did they zoom in on that?
Yep.
Well, OJ couldn't put it away. OJ was in the police. He was in the police car. So what's he gonna do? American Airlines. Yeah. He was just holding it for his buddy.
That's the bloody garment bag. Wow.
Well, allegedly.
Why would he have the killer stuff?
That's a good point.
Why would
what
OJ
else would be in that bag?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No.
It does not make any sense.
What else would be in that bag from Chicago?
Clothes.
What do you mean? Whatever he was in Chicago with.
But does he take the bloody clothes with him?
Oh, you mean once he got home?
Yeah, because
maybe he didn't
that's
know
like-
what to do with them.
Right.
Maybe he was afraid his house would get searched. So he's like, fuck it, I got to have these with me and get rid of them in
Yeah,
Chicago.
oh,
But
yeah,
then
yeah,
again,
yeah.
why would he bring them back in his garment bag? You know what? I'll bet you that the bloody clothes weren't in there. He might have just had them. Maybe he put the clothes in the bag for a minute and he was afraid that there might be some blood in there or
Yeah.
something. I bet you that there's no bloody clothes in there. I bet you it's literally just some type of residual evidence he's worried about.
The FX series said there was no bloody clothes in there.
There probably wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think there was, but there might have been at one point. And that's right. The residual thing is important.
Yeah,
The
maybe-
inside of the bag or whatever could have had something on it. It's just so crazy that everybody is still obsessed with this case from 1995. I'm still obsessed with this case. You know, I don't know what it is. I guess just because it has every element. It's
That
got
FX series was amazing.
amazing.
It was
I've-
unbelievable.
I've watched the whole season 3 times. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
He probably why would he do that? He wouldn't bring it back from Chicago. You'd get rid of the clothes.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, he's got a bag. He's traveling to Chicago.
Yeah, you'd get rid of the clothes. They probably got thrown in his Chicago. OJ probably went for a walk one night with those bloody clothes. He probably washed them in his hotel sink. Went for a walk at midnight and fucking just put them in a garbage can somewhere, and they have been thrown away since 1994. That's it. They're in a dumpster somewhere. Long since whatever happened, incinerated, or whatever happens to shit when you throw it out in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they're just gone.
The knife probably got rid of it. They checked sewers and stuff and all that stuff on the way to the airport. And they checked probably airport garbage cans,
Well,
too.
we don't know if the killer was a he or a she.
That's a good point.
You're using the wrong pronouns.
I trust me, I'm used to it.
You want to get Hot Dog in here?
Yeah, I would like to find out what's going on with this boy.
So, Florentine, Hot Dog is our guy, and his dad's in a coma. And then while his dad was in a coma from a construction site accident,
Yeah, get hit in the head.
he found out that it wasn't his dad. That man who's in a coma was not his dad. And
So did he stop seeing him?
well, I said he should. He still visits him, and I don't understand that.
Well, because he always knew him as his dad.
Well, yeah, but still.
Hot dog, comment?
He's my dad.
Is he?
Well, yeah, he raised me.
He maybe
That's
be
not
your-
what I asked.
Biologically, no.
Oh, okay.
But
How did
he-
you find out he wasn't your dad?
We had a whole legal proceeding because we had an issue with like one side of the family and the other side of the family, and what it came down to is my mom wasn't being honest with me, or she was just keeping that from me, and the lawyer knew, so the lawyer advised her to tell me the day before the court hearing.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
His mom did not handle that particularly well.
no,
In hindsight, there had been whispers about this for a long time. You just hadn't picked up on it, correct?
yeah, it just wasn't obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what exactly did your mom say? Did she say, "Look, he's not your dad. This person is"?
No, she called me. We had a court hearing at 9 a.m. the next morning, and then she calls me at 11 o'clock that night, and she goes, "Hey, by the way, if you hear that they say that he's not your father at court, just go along with it."
Just go along with it.
Yeah.
That's how she told you. And
Yeah.
you had been asking her about this?
Beforehand, no, because I knew it was going to be an issue. But yeah, that was like a 1-minute conversation on the phone.
And she didn't give you any explanation?
No, she just took it. Oh, well, now you know.
Is that how she finally told you?
She now doesn't deny it.
But you don't talk about it.
Not as much.
What's wrong with her?
do you know who your real dad is?
I found out.
Well, so he didn't. But he was talking about this in the office before, and we would see photos of this guy who fathered his brothers, who lives in the Dominican Republic, and he just looks like a big version of Hot Dog. So we were like,
Yeah.
dude, this is who the guy is. And Hot Dog's like, no, my dad's. And then we were like, no, that's the guy. And apparently, when he was younger, before he would come to the house, it was his mom's ex-boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
They would tell Hot Dog, hey, just so you know, if he comes over here and starts making cracks about being your actual father, he's just kidding.
What is wrong with your mother to allow that? Like, I don't understand that. You're an adult.
Yeah.
How awful.
The whole family's a little bit zany.
Fucked up, right?
Zany is the right word.
You already
Yeah,
had
they're
brothers.
madcap.
You already had brothers through this guy, so what's the difference if there's another one?
Right. I don't know why it was.
Do you think she told the guy that he was his kid? Maybe the
probably
guy
knew.
thinks that you're his kid.
Maybe.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's how
probably
she got
does.
your father. She probably told him, like, yeah, this is your son. Meanwhile, she was tapping your real dad.
Did
Yeah.
he make good money? Your dad that's in a coma now?
He was a construction worker supervisor, so he
He made all right.
So she
money.
probably did it because, like, all right, the other guy in the Dominican Republic, did he have any money or?
No.
Yeah, see, this guy was like, all right, this is your baby. So
And you
he's
can
gonna
stay in the
take care of
States.
me.
And he did it. He was a good guy. He raised hot dogs. You know what I mean? He wasn't
and they
like all
both
over the
came
place.
from the Dominican Republic together at the same time. So she left. She and my dad, who's in a coma, they came to the U.S. together, while like the boyfriend stayed over there.
When you were pregnant, when she was pregnant?
Definitely around that time frame.
Yeah, she probably got knocked up and goes, "It's yours," and then they came to the States.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing him anymore. That's my ex.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't put it to me well.
Right. I swear. So you went to Dominican Republic and found out who your actual dad was?
Yeah.
How'd you find out?
It was like 20 minutes before I came back to the States.
You were there investigating and you got no answers?
I was there for a week, and I was not with my family. I was like on vacation. So
a vacation from your family.
But yeah. But I figured I still have to spend some time with them, so I went to see them for like a day and a half, and it was fine. I go there and I see my grandmother and my aunt and all that stuff, and then the next day I'm packing up to come back here, and then my ride is like 10 minutes or 20 minutes away, and then so I'm just saying my goodbyes. And then my grandma just starts spouting things off because she's old and she just starts going, I remember your father when he was still alive, and you know he was a great guy, and it's a shame he died when you were so young.
What?
Yeah. So then, as soon as she says that, my aunts and all that stuff just kind of like look at her like, "Shut the fuck up! What are you talking about?" And I see her running to my grandmother to like silence her. And I'm kind of like playing stupid on my phone.
Why are you playing stupid on your phone instead of going?
Because I'm in shock still.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm like,
Hot Dog doesn't do well with like.
Tell these ants to mind their fucking business.
He doesn't do well with real life conflict, and he kind of just wants everything to go away and just like not bother him. He doesn't when real life starts hitting him, he doesn't like that too much.
Yeah. So like the little bit that I hear from them, like on the side, like trying to shut her up, it's just my grandma going, "Well, he's old enough, he knows," and.
Who was he?
He was some guy that's related to my mother's best friend, who passed away when I was a baby.
He died when you were young?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you never lost an opportunity to know him.
Yeah, he was dead the whole time.
He died the whole time.
How old were you when he died? Do you know?
I was an infant. So
then this guy raised you basically. Yeah.
As your dad.
Wow.
I wonder if the guy knows he's not your dad. Maybe your mom kind of kept it hush hush and was like, "No, well, fuck it. There's no reason to tell him."
You should whisper it in his ear. That'll wake him up from the coma.
Yeah.
I think he knew because his side of the family knew.
Okay.
It makes me the fact that it's not the ex-boyfriend, it's some dude that died, makes me think that the guy that raised Hot Dog probably knew.
And there's a whole property thing with you now being tied into him, and that was probably why they wanted to see because now that they're not officially married, yeah, it's a whole legal
So
issue.
the ex had nothing to do with it at all.
No.
So if he ever said he was your father, he was lying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you kind of?
But maybe he knew who the dad was, so he might have joked to him, "You know who your real dad is? He's died." You know.
I don't know.
How did he die? Do you know?
I don't know because I need to talk to my mother's best friend to try to get some information from her. I know I'm not going to get any info from my mom.
She won't tell you?
No, I'm not going to get any info from her.
What will she say if you ask her?
It'd be a whole argument. I know.
Argument about what?
So all of a sudden she's going to be like, "Oh, so you don't care about your dad here? Why are you asking questions about this?"
Do you still talk to this woman?
We're in better terms since I came back from vacation.
You're a better guy than I would literally cut that person out of my life and say, I will never speak to you again.
Yeah.
That's shit. I'm not trying to wreck your family relationship, but that's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Inexcusable. You're an adult and you're asking questions and she's just lying to you.
Right. Or she just gets really defensive.
But again, that's crazy narcissism, worried about themselves. That's insanity.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get by life with as few problems as possible, and they have a way of finding you, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have the right to know who your father is. By the way, medical history. If you know his medical history should matter. Does he have cancer in the family? Fucking.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about him. I just know who he's related to. And that's about it.
I would cut that woman out of my life in a fucking second.
I've never met a guy more resistant to conflict with more conflict in his life than Hot Dog. It's incredible.
Because you're not doing conflict right. Like, you're avoiding it until it's inevitable instead of just saying, "Look, we have to discuss this or I'm not going to be in your life."
Right.
I will literally you will not have me. And maybe she would just let you go. Maybe she doesn't care.
So you didn't say anything at all to her about the fact that You know about this third guy?
No, because like the mood changed as soon as I came back because I guess we had a break from each other. And
Yeah.
like if it goes down to if it goes downhill,
But it doesn't. It's not even a negative
What's
conversation.
a negative thing? You found out who your father was. She's been lying to you. What are you're worried about upsetting your mother?
Like you can.
Why are you such a codependent little fella?
What if you had more of a conversation like, "Hey, you know, I found this out when I was down in DR. Like, could you just tell me about the guy?" You know what I mean? Like, not like
it
accusatory. Why didn't you tell me this and that? Just be like, "Hey, do you think you could just tell me about who this person was?" So
it seems reasonable,
Right.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work with
it
her.
would not
Well,
work.
go with the angle like you're looking for his medical history. You just want to know, is there any way I could find out, just so I know that, you know.
That's something.
I think the only
do it-
way to
do it like that.
get at her would be to like ask for legal questions because that's the only thing she gets afraid of. Just like if a lawyer asks something or something, she has to tell the truth. But other
So
than
wait a
that,
minute. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 big brothers and 1 big sister.
So
But
was
they're
she
all
would-
half brothers and half sisters. This you're
from
the
this, from the ex.
you're the only guy.
Right.
You're the only person who was fathered between your mom and this dead person.
Mm-hmm.
Would you that you know of? Who the fuck knows? Who knows if he had other kids that are your half brothers and sisters that
Oh,
she
right,
doesn't know
'cause
about?
he might have other kids with different women.
So basically,
Right.
now if you left her life, would she miss you? Would she be sad?
Yeah,
she'd be sad
So
about that
that's
rent
the only
check.
thing you can do.
yeah, because she has a good relationship with one other son, and like she doesn't talk to her daughter and her she has a very complicated relationship.
Because if you don't kiss her ass and you don't do
Right.
everything her way and you're not in her little cult, then
Yeah.
you're out. She won't talk to you anymore. So he still is. If he confronts her and challenges her, then he's out too. She
I
ain't
would
gonna talk
cut
to
her
him
out.
either.
I would literally see her at fucking functions and not acknowledge that I had ever met her before. If someone did that to me, that's fucking horrible.
You remember my ex that we used
I
to live
do.
with? Okay, so she was adopted, right? So at one point, she's like, I want to find my real mom. So I went to the adopted mom. I said, look, she wants to find her real mom, to find out medical history. She's like, her real mom doesn't want to talk to her. Her real mom told her, no, don't ever contact me. She hates her. She would tell my ex this during her whole childhood. Can I talk to my real mom? Can I just talk to her on the phone? She's like, she doesn't want to talk to you. She wants nothing to do with you. Stop asking. Finally, I just basically told her, I threatened the woman, the adopted mom, you better give me the fucking number because she had the information. And then we met her real mom, and her mom's been looking for her for fucking 27 years.
God, it's people are
bullshit.
so
Yeah.
insecure.
Yeah.
Like,
and worried about their own place and their
Yeah.
own relationships. People are fucking cunts.
Yeah.
yeah, man,
So it was all lies the whole time.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, dude. You didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, it would probably take a really big argument or fight for like me to just be able to go.
Why even do it? Why not just remove yourself? Like literally, you know the right answer. I'm sure she raised you and she fed you and she clothed you. And I understand almost maybe not telling you, but now that you're a man and you're saying, I need to know, she's still lying to you and worried about her own. That to me is where it goes into narcissism and fucking disgusting. Her telling you when you're a kid one thing is one thing, and then like, okay, he's not a little boy anymore, he finds out. But then to be mad at you for wanting to know for medical history is inexcusable.
Yeah, I mean that whole family was just keeping that from me, like both sides.
Well, again, I would just cut them out like a cancer. I really would. It's fucking horrible.
But then they're still married, though. Your dad that's in a coma, right?
They're not married.
they're not married.
That's
So
the
then-
legal problem.
So, all right, so you don't have a problem. So you could still go see your dad in the hospital, even if you cut your mom out of your life. Like, she can't stop
I mean,
that.
Yeah, unless she wants to be a dickhead or something. And
But she probably will be if you cut her out.
I don't.
So that's-
I don't know how. I wouldn't be able to cross that out.
All she has to do is say, hey, man, I'm sorry. I made a mistake when you were younger. I should have told you. I didn't. I was embarrassed. I got knocked up.
I
and
wanted you to think that your dad was alive.
I wanted you to think your dad was alive, and I
Yeah.
just, your other dad, he was sick and he died early, so I just said, this is going to be your dad. I made a big mistake. I'm sorry. That's it.
I should have
Fucking
told you.
15 seconds of a sorry.
Where's this best friend of hers?
She lives in Puerto Rico.
Is she hot?
No. It's like 60. She visits every now and then.
So you're basically right now you're in a holding pattern, waiting until the next time she visits the States, so that you can hopefully kind of corner her somewhere and ask about
Yeah, because it's pretty. She comes here.
her
like,
brother.
every-
Can you
said?
call her?
Yeah.
Why would you
but
wait? Do
it's
people
not something-
die? You're crazy.
It's not something I would want to have over the phone.
Then fly there again. How much is a flight to the DR?
No,
Puerto
she lives
Rico.
in Puerto Rico.
How much is a flight to Puerto Rico?
I don't know. I've never been there.
It's not
300
that.
$300.
All right, we'll fly you down to Puerto Rico if you want to go see this woman.
I mean, no, she comes often.
Okay.
Yeah.
How often? When's the next time she's coming?
Like maybe
Do we-
every 3 months, every 2 months.
When
Around
was the
there.
last time she was here?
I'd say 3 months ago.
So
4
we're
months ago.
we're due.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
She
show
visits her son.
The show will fly you to Puerto Rico.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
I
but
mean, you can
I
find
think
you can find your own hotel. Let's not get crazy, but
No, I think she'll be coming here soon.
I would hope so. Otherwise, you got to have the conversation over the phone. I mean, you got to have the conversation. So, how is this person related to your mom's best friend from Puerto Rico? Do we know?
I don't know. Could
Cousin,
be-
brother?
Yeah, could be brother, cousin. I have no idea.
No
So
idea.
you're
I
not
just know
sure
she's-
if the dad that's in a coma knows that you're not his real son.
You don't know.
I think he knows.
You think he does?
You think
Yeah.
he does?
Yeah, because like looking back at it when I was like a teenager and stuff, I would hear stuff like, I would hear stuff like my father's side because they don't like my mother very much and going, that's not even. Like,
Why not?
So he knows.
I think I think he knows, especially because like where we live in my in DR, it's a very small town. So if like
Word gets around.
yeah,
So the whole town probably knows, but you didn't know.
You're the only
Probably.
one.
Yeah.
But by the way, the only reason you don't know is because you decide to like dig a hole under a rock and move in. Like every time something like this comes up, you go, "Yeah, I found this out and it really surprised me." But in hindsight, it makes sense because when I was growing up, I used to hear them say this or that. And
well,
it's
that
like,
was the last year. Before that, there was 24 years of me not being.
You aren't suspicious for 24 years.
I had no reason to question.
Sure,
that.
you now as you get older and you start hearing rumblings. That's where she fucked up just by not telling you once you heard the rumblings.
Yeah,
Hey, if this guy jokes with you about not being your dad, like what?
yeah.
Who the fuck would say that?
I mean, I told you the first time that I really heard it was when I was sleeping in bed and I overheard my brother and my aunt talking about it.
But you're also how old are you? 25?
Yeah.
You're also an adult. You're not a kid. Like you should address this stuff differently. Like, if they say something you overhear, you shouldn't pretend you're on your phone. You're a fucking grown up.
Or pretend to be sleeping in my room.
Yeah, you're a fucking a child being molested. You're a fucking. He's
Steve Guttenberg's
yeah,
here.
but you should say something. You don't have to be. And if, instead of arguing, just walk away. I would move the fuck out.
It's a really big leap for me to take.
Yeah, no, I know. It's easy to say. I guess
Yeah.
it's easier for me to say.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right.
We're gonna keep checking in with you.
Yeah, I am curious.
Yeah, me too.
So we'll put Steve where?
But not the same way
Okay.
you are.
Why?
Curious.
Oh, no, I'm not curious. I know. All right, let's bring him in.
Yes, I want to talk to Steve Guttenberg. Here we go. Hello. From one interesting personality to the next. Welcome, Steve Guttenberg.
Morning. Hi, guys.
Have
Hello.
a seat.
Going.
Thank you. Are you guys live?
We are.
We are live.
You are.
We are. This is Jim Norton and
How are
Jim
you?
Florentine. Yes.
Good to meet you.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever met before. I don't think you've ever been on our show.
I don't think so, no. I think you guys turned me down.
Did we really?
Yeah.
No, probably when it was an old, not because Jim and Sam together, we've been together since October.
Oh, since October? No,
So we
since
couldn't-
October you haven't turned me down.
Yeah. Couldn't have.
Cool.
Couldn't have.
We're good now.
Good. Excellent. Excellent.
How you guys doing?
Just
all
pull a
right?
little closer to them, my buddy. I think.
Sure.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm grateful every day, man. It's a good life.
Are
yeah.
you?
I mean, you get to do a TV show with The Rock. You better be grateful, right?
I know. What Ballers premiering this Sunday, the 23rd, and I had a great time on the show. So well written, so well produced, really nice people. I'm grateful.
You look pretty good. You stay in shape, obviously.
I'm lucky. My dad has always been a fitness guy. He's a U.S. Army Ranger, New York City policeman. So always taught us great health and keeping our mind in good shape. And I get a lot of plastic surgery and tons of Botox.
Do you
Yeah,
really?
Pretty good.
At least you admit it.
Oh yeah, I'll get it all on my ass.
You and me both.
It's all ass.
Right.
I just need
I've heard
a tight ass.
They
That's
say
it.
Steve Guttenberg has the smoothest cheeks in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So that's
Very spankable.
I gotta tell you. What can I say?
So your dad was a ranger. Was he like strict? If he's a cop and a ranger, those are like two real alpha male jobs.
Yeah, the great thing about my dad is he taught me about being on time. If you say to my dad,
Right.
8 months from now on a Thursday at 4 o'clock, you have to be there. For the next 8 months, all he talks about is, by the way, in 8 months, we got to be there at 4 o'clock. I know, Dad, we're going to be there at 4
He's
o'clock.
obsessed about being on time.
He is an on-time guy, and he's a great guy to give a plan to, my dad. You give him a plan, he planned to fight and fight to plan. That's his thing. And so I grew up in a good family.
Did
My
he see
mom-
combat or no? As a ranger.
Sorry?
Did he see any combat as a ranger?
Oh yeah, man. They dropped him all over the place in Korea, and he worked in Germany, and he was in charge of lots of operations that he couldn't even tell us about. But I'll tell you an interesting thing that happened. Years ago, they used to live in Florida, and my dad won't talk about a lot of the operations he did. And we're sitting in a mall. My mom went to shop, and we're sitting there with my dad, and a man walks by and sees my dad and stops in front of my dad and salutes my dad. And my dad salutes him, and he walks away. And my mom was just coming up, and she goes, Stanley, who is that? He goes, nobody. And I go, no, Dad, Mom meant the guy who saluted you. Who was that? He said, nobody. And I said, but Dad, who the guy, people just don't salute people. Who's that? He goes, you don't need to know. And it was scary as hell.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, Dad, who was that guy? Because my dad has, you know.
And he never told you.
Yeah, my dad's, U.S. Army Ranger. You're doing a lot of stuff.
Isn't that weird though when you realize that your dad has this private life that you know nothing about?
Right,
There's this
how
other
dare
side
you?
of him
How dare
that like
you?
you're not a part of, and you
Exactly.
don't know. You can't comment on. You don't know that guy.
None of your business. None of your business. And I just. So they obviously later on, I kind of squeezed it out of them that they were on operation together, which was classified, and that's it.
You know, back in those days, they didn't
That
talk about stuff
classified.
either. They didn't talk about feelings. Like a lot of those people come back from World War II in Korea, and they're like, I wish we could have just talked to people about this stuff, like the stuff they saw. Like those guys just stuffed it all in and were like, oh, no, everything's okay. Like there's just a different generation of men than we are now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the service does that, and the draft did that. You know, a guy went into the service at 18 or 19 and came out at 21, came out a man. You know, our generation, we don't have that luxury, in essence, of learning to sleep in a barrack with 50 other guys, to get online. I don't care if you're Elvis or you're Jimmy Stewart. You stand online like everybody else. There's a really great rod of steel you get by being in the service. I'm actually sorry I wasn't in the service. I think it would have matured me a great deal. I frankly, I'm 58. I've just matured. You know, I've just committed to a woman. I'm going to get married. I want to have a family. I want to have a real life. I haven't done that for my entire somewhat adult life.
That gives me hope. I'm 9 years younger than you, so I got a few more years to fuck
So
around.
you've never been married?
I was married once. It didn't work.
Right.
And I've been single a long, long
kids.
time. And no kids. And I finally matured. But, you know, my dad had children at 24. My mom had me at 19.
Wow.
So, you know, she was a woman at 19, you know, not running around, you know, on the cell phone, checking your emails and where am I going tonight? And
How do you do that? How do you like have kind of this Hollywood life on one end where you're like not really committed to anything, you're making a ton of money, you get to hang out with celebrities, you get to fuck women all you want, you get to do all this stuff, but the other side of you, it's kind of like your dad. The other side of you is you were raised with this kind of rigid structure, and you work for every inch that you get, and blah blah blah. Like, how does that?
It saved me.
How does that even that side saved you?
Saved me, sure.
How?
You know, temptation is great, and you know, you can walk into the wrong room in the film and television and theater business often, especially as a young person. And I was lucky not to. If I walked into the wrong room, I looked around and said, I don't belong here.
Did you almost go down some bad roads?
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. I mean, man, oh man, you know what it's like, you know, being in the entertainment business, you get invited places that your friends don't get invited.
Yeah.
You know, and you get to hang out in parties later and go into the rooms that the other normal average guys don't go in.
Playboy Mansion?
And Playboy Mansion.
You used to go there?
Yes, sir.
How was it?
It was like going to the White House. You kiss the doorknob. Do you know how many, you know, when I went to the Playboy Mansion, I'll never forget, I was invited to Playboy Mansion. There's two ways to go there. You get to drive your car up to the mansion, but the first time you go, you have to take a bus from UCLA. They meet at UCLA, and the mansion is down Sunset Boulevard. So I got an invitation to the mansion. It was a Halloween party of some sort. So I drive up. I park my car in the parking structure, and I'm looking around. It's empty. I'm going, where's the bus? You know, where's the bus? I'm walking around like a schmuck. Where's the bus? Then I see a group of people way down there and a bus. I go, oh, there it is. I walk, and there's sort of, it seems like there were lots of girls. I didn't see many guys. No guys. Then I'm getting closer. Looks like there's girls in lingerie. And like nurse outfits and, you know, cheerleader outfits. And closer I get, there's 30 girls and one guy standing there. And I'm scared to death. I start getting, you know, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Right now I'm thinking about it. And I'm walking up there, I'm nervous as hell, you know. And then there's a guy and he comes over to me, he goes, hey man, we're going to the Playboy Mansion. I didn't know him. We became best friends right away. We were holding on to each other. We get on the bus full of girls in lingerie. We're sitting next to each other going, can you believe it? We're going to the mansion. We're going to the mansion. We're going to the mansion. The drives up. You drive up a private driveway. There's one of these traffic signs that says, caution, bunnies crossing. And we're grabbing each other going, bunnies crossing, bunnies crossing. We drive up, and there it is. And you get out, and looks like there's thousands of women walking around, all in lingerie. And you're looking up, and you walk up there, and you grab the handle of the door. And, I said to this guy, Michael Lington, who's actually a great musician, we became friends then. And I said, do you know how many people have held this door? Whether it's Jack Nicholson and Jimmy Caan and, Clinton and who hasn't been here? And you walk in, and the mansion is everything you ever thought it would be. And it was like, one of the most exciting moments. It's literally for a man.
Sure.
It's like going to the White House.
Yeah.
And
it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory right now.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like unbelievable. And they had the grotto and private rooms and all, it was just, and I knew a few people there, and they took me around the private area and the zoo. But I was lucky in those similar situations in my career. I never got caught in the dark room, and I always got out.
Did you get laid when you were there?
I can't say.
Sure you can. You don't have to say her name.
I can't say.
Okay.
I can't say because I get too much going on.
All right.
I can't say. All I can say is interesting place. I can't say anything.
Okay, can I ask it like this?
I can't.
All right, fair enough.
All right, can I say it like this?
Yeah.
When you walked in, from the time you walked in and the time you walked out, did you have less semen when you walked out?
I was, I got to go there many, many times, and then I got to drive my car up there. And I got, and then I met Hef for a second there, and anyway,
I've never been. They tried to get me in, and then they said no.
I've
never
once,
gone.
And there are I went once
with Big A.
You did
with
go.
Big A, yeah. And
Big A?
he's a guy on our
fan
show.
of our show.
He's a friend, but it was more like it wasn't like one of the classic Playboy parties. It was a promotional,
it was a charity promotion there,
and so it was a different deal. But we did still tour the grounds and everything. And there are sex rooms everywhere. Like there's this little game room house. Like it's a separate structure.
That's it. That's
it's
cool.
got
and from
all
the 70s.
It's got all the arcade games and stuff.
Oh,
in
that's
it.
fun.
But then on either end, it's also got rooms where there's like velvet beds and
but
mirrors.
Here's what made the Playboy label and the brand. He was a really great host and a good man and a good friend. And the great thing about his parties, I heard, I was never there when he was in his vital days. He would see you and he'd say, "Hey man, I got to introduce you to Jimmy Caan. Come over here." And he'd pull you over and introduce you to somebody. Goes, "What do you need to drink? What do you need to eat?" The food was great. He was a great host,
and he made everyone feel important and valued.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard great things. And like,
great guy.
There was a show, Jimmy. You stood up. I thought you were leaving.
Oh no, I just had a
sorry.
cramp.
There was they used to do a show out of the Playboy Mansion.
Playboy After Dark.
Where they had like really great, like he showed a lot of black talent before a lot of people. There's like really weird footage of fucking Mom's Mabley singing. What's that song? The song that she became famous for. He had really crazy groups of eclectic guests. It was really an interesting.
It was a little
place.
Saturday Night Live. They're always on the edge, always bringing new talent, smart guys, great writers, great jazz musicians.
Did you go through a period where you were an asshole, like because you're like the nicest dude ever, and I think that's kind of your reputation right now. But like when you're at the height of your comedy career, like when all the Police Academy movies are coming out, and 3 Men and a Baby, and all this stuff, and it's just all happening all at once for you, and all these movies are giant movies.
Holy cheese and crackers, man! What's going on with you? Of course, I had my asshole period.
You did.
I mean, absolutely,
You did. Good,
man.
good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they didn't last long.
How come? What shook you out of them?
I have too much real around me.
Was it your family?
Yeah,
again?
family, friends.
Yeah.
It's not.
Like, what are you doing? What are you acting?
I don't know what.
for?
I don't really remember what I would
just
do.
maybe a demand on a set or something like that.
Yeah, I had one incident. I'll tell you a very interesting story. I'm on a set, and somewhere I saw a hat that said, "Do I look like I give a shit?" I always thought that was a great line. I saw this hat said, "Do I look like I give a shit?" So I was on the set one time, and I was the big shot of the set, and a guy came over to me and asked me to do something. I don't know what got into me, and I said, "Do I look like I give a shit?" And
because it was just in your head.
It was in my head. The guy
saw a hat.
The guy kind of looked at me and was like, walked away. Now, for about 20 years, I felt bad that I said that. One day, and his name was Richard. Never forget, he was the production manager. I walked up to a restaurant, and there he was sitting there. And I walked up to him and I said, Richard. And he said, oh, hi. I go, do you remember me? He goes, yeah, of course. I go, I want to apologize to you for saying years ago, do I look like I give a shit? And he said, when? and I told him, and he said, I don't remember. And for 20 years, I'm walking around going, I've hurt that guy's feelings.
He didn't even remember.
No, because they're on sets. They're used to it. Like, all right, yeah, Guttenberg was a dick for 10 seconds, and that was the end of it.
Who knows? He thought it was a joke. Or whatever.
Right.
But I work hard on being positive and having integrity and being nice and being thoughtful. I work hard when I wake up in the morning, I work on it. That devil comes in there, man. And listen, I was born in Brooklyn. I grew up with a Brooklyn mother. I can say fuck you up yours all day, but I don't want to do that. I want to be a good person. I want to be a nice person. I want to rise above what those base emotions, that we all have, and I really work on it.
Can I ask you if you remember? I want to something for Joey.
Oh yeah, man, great John Capoletti story.
That was your first, one of the first things you got.
Absolutely, yeah. I got to work with the great Mark Singer, who was a great Shakespearean actor who played John Capoletti. I was really lucky in that show.
Who were you in that?
I played one of John's brothers, and I had a small role, but it was one of my first supporting roles.
And you went out for it, and you landed the audition.
An audition. I got the part.
I'm always interested in people's the first couple of things they did, because it's so important. It's like usually it's a small role, but then it's like, what is it in that propels you forward?
Well, you got to really be a go-getter in show business, and especially film and television, theater too. You got to keep hawking your agent, keep pumping them, coming in, saying hello. I used to wander the halls of the William Morris agency all day, knocking on people. Hi, just want to say hi. Thanks a lot. Get out of here. Hi, just want to say hi. Hey, come in here. I got something for you. I would do it all day and night. Kevin Costner too. I would pass him in the hall. He'd be doing the same thing. Hi, how you doing? It's Kevin. Just want to say hi. We're all actors. It's a tough gig to get.
Very hard, because you have to actually land something and be seen. Like people ask me, like, how do I make it in the acting? Or I got to do. I don't know what to fucking tell. Like a stand-up, you go on and you try it, but at least you can have an audience. Yeah. Acting is so brutal, because where do people see you?
Well, great thing about stand-up is it's live theater. It really is a one-man show. So you get to do your show. As an actor, you have to be invited to a production. But you got to keep your head, you got to stay poised, you got to be ready, you got to be prepared. Every day you got to do your readings, you got to read great plays, great movies, great parts, you got to practice. No matter what, you got to be ready for that opportunity, and you need a hit. There are so many great actors working right now in Minneapolis at the Guthrie who could act circles around everybody in Hollywood. They just don't have the break. You need a hit movie.
And they're also not in the right place.
Yeah. And doing stand-up is easier to audition, I think, going in that room with 3 people at a table, because we're used to performing in front of people.
Yeah.
As an actor, it's probably tougher.
It's tough.
So we're like, all right, I performed in front of 3 people last night, so it's not a big deal.
That's right. You're doing theater all the time. Guys who do theater are the best prepared actors on the planet, because you're doing it. You're working it. They don't like that joke. You say a joke, it doesn't land. Okay, I'm moving on. I'll get it tomorrow.
Are you good at auditioning?
I'm good. I'm okay at auditioning. I mean, no.
You probably don't have to do it anymore. But
I do.
You do.
Oh, absolutely.
What's the last thing you had to audition for?
Wow,
how long ago was it?
I met on what did I audition for that I didn't? Oh yeah, there was a show about music. I flew to Chicago, a movie about music. I flew to Chicago to audition for the director, and I did not get the lead. I got a smaller part in it. I think they're calling it Black Music right now, or something to that effect. But I flew in
on your own dime. You fly in.
Yeah, because the guy said no. The guy said no, and I said, if I come in, will he see me? He said yes, and I still didn't get it.
That's amazing, but you still did it, though. I respect that a lot, because a lot of times they say they want something and they're not 100% sure what they want, and then the fact is he probably liked the fact that you came and you did a good enough job. He's like, oh, use him as this, at least you're in it.
And he gave me another part, and I was happy with the other part. I wanted the lead, but I didn't get it.
But your ego didn't crush you. Like the fact that his ego didn't crush you, and then you go, fuck that. Ralph Macchio told a story, I think, about...
What a nice man, Ralph.
He is a very nice guy, but about being My Cousin Vinny. And they didn't have him in mind, or they didn't want him for the role, and he goes, let me just read for it. Like he
Wow.
petitioned to read for it, and I would never have that kind of pride in my work. Like I really respect guys who like let me just see me and then make your
That's
decision.
the craft.
Yeah.
That's the craft. You have to have, years ago when I was in acting school here in the city, we went to the Bronx Zoo. All the animals, what's the most important? The rhinoceros. That's the one that's a tough skin. That's what you need.
Yeah,
'Cause you're gonna get hit all day and night. I don't care who you are.
How did you end up getting Ballers?
Ballers was great. Stephen Levinson, the producer, and Julian Farino, director, asked me to lunch. We talked. They said, we got some material for you to read. I read it. I said,
That's got to be the best kind of lunch ever, by the way.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was great. It was great. And they said, we would like to invite you to be part of our show. And I said, oh, thank you so much. And we started.
So wait,
That's
they asked you
amazing.
to read it and then not read it to them,
No,
but
just read the
to see if
material.
you liked it.
Yeah.
See, that's the advantage of being famous. They're like, this reminds me of Steve Guttenberg. Let's just see
Well, you
if he
start
wants
getting
it.
older as an actor too, and the older parts are the great parts. That's if you can get out of your ingenue life.
What's that mean?
Get out of the young guy, the guy with the gun, the guy kissing the girl and everything, and grow up and start playing the older Spencer Tracy roles, the Gene Hackman roles, the Alfred Drake roles, the Leslie Howard roles. You want to support the star. William Wyler, one of the greatest directors ever, has always said the hardest part to cast is Spencer Tracy, is Jimmy Stewart, is Clark Gable. That's the hard part. Dwayne Johnson, those George Clooney, because those characteristics are hard to come by. But the second most important, the guys who support him, or the Cecil Hawthorne, or whether it's you just go on and on.
John
about-
Cazale.
John Cazale, who I actually audited one of his acting classes.
Oh,
One of the great acting teachers
You
of
did?
all time, of course.
How did you audit his acting class?
He had classes everywhere, and if you wanted to join in, and actually he was at the studio and all over, you could come in and you could sit in the gallery and watch the class.
Oh, that's great. So you watched him teach acting.
Yeah, one of the greatest teachers.
What was he talking about? Like, what did he say when he was teaching acting? What kind of a message was he sending to his acting students? Because he was so incredible.
Well, he was doing scene work, so it was really specific. I just remember him talking about being specific, not being general in your moves. Put the glass down, concentrate, being specific. He was a big proponent of being specific in your work. What a
Wow.
great actor, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, but as a supporting guy, like he's,
Yeah,
probably
that's
nobody
what
ever better.
But that's a very
Yeah,
important
I think
part.
that's right.
Best supporting actor. You're supporting the star. You're supporting the story. And I'm so honored that Ballers asked me, as an older guy, to be part of this show because a lot of the integrity of a show not only is the star, but it spreads out, and you want to believe everything. So it was a great feather in my cap to play this part and be a heavy.
Right.
Great Alfred Drake, one of the greatest Shakespearean actors of all time, when I was young, told me, as you get older, you want to play the DA, the father, the villain. You want to be the villain. You want to be Seymour Hoffman against Tom Cruise.
Yes.
It's a great compliment.
Yes.
Because the better the villain, the better the hero. You need a great villain, Alan Rickman, to make Bruce Willis look so good. The list goes on and on. You need great villains. And also, always, the villains are always the nicest guys. In
real life?
In real life,
In real
you mean?
life, they
Yeah.
always are.
Yeah.
Because they're calling on emotions they don't have. Who's that great guy who played the Green Goblin in Spider-Man?
Willem Dafoe?
Willem
right.
Dafoe, who has the equipment of a villain,
Right.
But he's not a villain.
But a good villain can overshadow a good hero. Like Sergeant Barnes, to me, overshadowed Willem Dafoe in Platoon, or Heath Ledger over Batman. Like a good villain, Darth Vader was always better than Luke Skywalker. Like a good villain can fucking steal the movie.
and then when the villain dies, and when you beat the villain, it makes the hero even better. And that's Joseph Campbell. That's Campbellian myth, which is the greatest. If you guys have
know
a
what that
chance
is.
to look up Joseph Campbell. He's one of the greatest storytellers of all time. And Star Wars, whether it's Spielberg or whether it's Lucas or any of the great storytellers, always go back to Campbellian myth. You need a strong villain, and you need a surprise ending. You kill the villain, and the hero is almost beaten, but he's starting to stand up, and he's killed the villain, and behind him the villain starts to stand up, and you got one more battle. And those are the great stories where the hero turns around and goes, I just shot him in the head, and he's standing up. You know, it's Terminator, where the Terminator has to really the final battle of the villain. So it's great storytelling. It's Joseph Campbell.
Well, the Terminator's so great too because it's a fucking robot, so you don't have to be. It's a robot from the future, so you don't have to be believable. You know, it was almost like what was that? The Chuck Norris movie, Silent Rage. Where that fucking, it was a horrifying movie because of the music. Where that psychopath is killing everyone, and then like Chuck Norris throws him in a well at the end and kills him, and his eyes open, and it's
right.
terrifying. But even it shouldn't have been believable because he was just a guy.
Yeah. Well, that's the great part of movies or television. You know, it's just a sheet with light on it. Mm-hmm. And you're sitting and you know it's a sheet with light on it, and you get scared, or you fall in love, or you grab your honey, and you know, it's amazing the illusion the mind can accept.
I have to ask you a non-TV movie question. I was doing my Steve Guttenberg research last night, you know, reading up on you, and I read that you have a giant penis and like to show it to people. Is this true?
I'm sorry for my friend.
No, that's what I read.
That's a fair question. Jesus Christ, I didn't read that.
I read
fair
that.
Question.
It's a fair question, right? I mean, I read it on the internet.
Well, if you're 58 years old and you haven't settled down yet, you have a big one.
That's true.
You have a big one.
I mean, it's just...
I got married at 19. No choice.
Well, I got to tell you. What can I tell you? I want to think of something really clever to say.
Just tell me. I just want to know about it.
You know, the Guttenberg men are brave men. Mm-hmm. We come from the sea. And in the sea, it's an atmosphere of rigor, of gusto.
Right.
So I would say that you would have to ask, but I would say that the Guttenberg men have always been happy with their lot.
Are you talking about you come from the sea? Have you ever wrecked a sea with your giant D?
Well, what can I say?
How about this? This is an easy one. And what is the best audible reaction that you've gotten to it when you've presented?
I'm engaged to be married.
Well, long before when you were single.
But you want to know something? It doesn't matter.
Well,
it doesn't matter if it was in the Stone Age.
Right.
If I said something now and Emily hears it.
Right.
You know,
Emily, turn off the radio. It's really not interesting.
No apple pie tonight. I mean, it's just the way it is. So no, never. I don't even remember.
You don't remember?
I don't even remember any other women.
Right.
I don't remember. I just don't remember.
But they were probably very satisfied.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't even remember anybody else other than Emily.
But if you read that he was packing, good for you.
I did read that.
And we talked recently about this, too. There's certain actors you hear that about, or people, and you literally just think of it now every time you see them.
It's a cool club.
Willem Dafoe, James Woods. I never heard that about you, but now I'm even
we see each other. It's like, hey.
A more reinvigorated Steve Guttenberg
You know
fan.
who apparently had a real big one was, he just died.
Jim Norton.
I didn't read about Jim Norton. He just died. Landau.
Martin Landau. I never heard that.
Apparently, he had a good 12 inches.
Good for him.
Did he really?
And then he was dating young women like late in life. Yeah.
Well, you know,
Milton Berle, yes.
Milton Berle and Forrest Tucker. You know Forrest Tucker, right?
No.
Forrest Tucker was on F Troop. He was the tall guy.
Okay.
You know, he was the big guy. So he was he was a big movie star.
Yeah.
So they actually were known for these big schlongs, and they were going to have a contest. So Forrest Tucker pulled his out, and you know, it was just humongous. It was at the Friars Club. So you know, and Milton was sitting there. Milton's, you know, a Jewish comic, and Forrest is a big, you know, sturdy Scottish guy, and Milton pulled his out, and the story goes, Milton pulled out only enough to win.
I heard that story, and I heard that Jackie Gleason said that to him. That's the way it was. Gleason said, Milton just take out enough to win. That was what I heard, but that's
the story.
That's amazing.
But again, that's what I heard.
So without giving any specifics, because I'm glad that you're in a happy relationship now.
I'll tell you right now.
Is it the girth?
It's the girth.
Yeah.
Well, you're a thick-handed man.
The girth, which is the whole
You're a girthy-handed man.
Yeah, that's the part. Wow, hey. Whoa.
Is it true they were going to call the movie Three Men and a Big Penis?
Sort of true.
Maybe that would have been the
sort
sequel.
Of true. But they were thinking, how do we get this out there?
Right.
Does Hollywood know who's in that club?
Yeah, they do.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
How you doing? Hey, how are you? I'm great.
Yeah.
Me too. Good to see you.
We know how you're doing.
We know how you're doing. You're doing pretty good.
That's why Steve got a parking spot right in front of the mansion after that first bus ride.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like, no,
this isn't a bus
You
guy.
don't have to take the bus
No,
anymore.
let him sit park.
And
Busting
ironically,
his pants.
ironically, it says you turned down the lead in Big.
That one I don't remember, but I did turn down. The only one I could really remember is The Secretary with Maggie Gyllenhaal. Maggie
wow.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Where she was a submissive? Is that the one?
Yes.
And the great James
Spader.
Spader. did it.
Yes.
And I was offered that movie. I read it and I went, well, I don't get it. The spanking and all that. Smart, right? Real smart. So that was my big miss.
Well,
Yeah, because that's gone on to like people love that movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It was well directed and well acted.
So you don't like? So the whole spanking BDSM thing is not your.
I love it now. I mean,
Yeah, but back then you were like, I don't quite get it. Yeah, no,
I didn't.
All right, they're telling us we have to wrap with Steve Guttenberg, but you're promoting Ballers Season 3 premieres Sunday at 10 o'clock on HBO. And on Twitter, you're not Guttenberg, you're Steve Gutbuck, G-U-T-T Buck.
Yes. Oh, well, that's so. I always forget to say that. Yeah. Please look me up on Instagram and Twitter, and I'd love to hear everybody's comments.
And Ballers is a great show. I'm not a sports guy, but I'm a huge.
You're neither of those things.
Well, I know the NFL had
I'm a huge
problem
fan,
with
so.
the show originally because it's real life and they don't like that being
Right.
exposed, but they couldn't
Yeah.
do anything about it. HBO just said, too bad,
Right.
we don't have any ties to you, so
Yeah.
we're going to show
We're
it
just gonna
anyway.
do it anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, professional sports are professional sports.
Yeah.
It's hard to sort of sugarcoat a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
but the way that they do the drama in Ballers,
Great.
and they create the storylines, such good writing. I'm thrilled with the writing.
Yeah, very cool, man.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
guys.
We'll be right
Thank
back.
you.
Thanks.
We did good.
Cult of
It
personality.
is in Living. I thought so.
He's placating again. He's pandering.
Why? I don't like this song. It's
Anthony,
awful.
it's a wrestling song.
I'm sick of In Living Color.
So
No,
I
they
can't.
got-
So
they
I
got
just
good
can't like in
songs.
Living Color. I have to. It has to be a wrestling thing.
I just never
You
liked
know
them.
what you did. Just
Cult
shut the
of
fuck up.
personality. Shut up.
By the way, a lot of people theorizing that Ant and his mom burnt that cake on purpose yesterday because they wanted to go with the bit.
Probably, yeah.
You think so?
Yep. I do.
You do.
Yeah, and by the way, someone pointed out that Rob brought in cookies, but didn't he lie about years ago at a pool party about fucking baked goods?
He did. Yeah, I was kind of, when he was talking about it, there was something, we had a lot going on yesterday all at once, but when Rob was saying that he baked the cookies himself and that he had learned this and he had learned that, I kind of got the vibe that he was lying too. You know, I think that Handsome Rob did not bake those cookies
Yeah, that was
himself.
mentioned to me after the show yesterday. Somebody on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have been a lie.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Usually
a big liar.
guys aren't baking cookies.
right, and they were really good.
Yeah, they're on point.
He didn't bake those.
The problem
You
with
don't think
Rob,
so?
though, is that he's
No.
very handsome.
He
and
is.
You just agree with everything that he says.
They also they tasted good in the way that store-bought cookie dough cookies
Yes.
taste.
Delicious.
And a good-looking guy doesn't have to cook.
No, and he is a
doesn't.
good-looking guy.
He'll
He's
have
really
chicks
good-looking.
cook for him. His mom will cook for him. He doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't have to learn how to cook.
And he said he did it from scratch.
No,
He's lying.
He's lying.
He is, right?
Yeah.
You don't believe that a guy made me cookies from scratch?
No.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
If
he's lying
in
and
his 40s and he lives in the suburbs, maybe.
Yeah.
Can you cook, Jim?
No.
Me neither, man.
No, I can't.
You know how to grill, though, right?
A little bit. I have a grill. I still have the cover on. I haven't used it this summer yet.
Yeah, me
but
neither.
It's just me and my son, so it's like,
How do you make them food, though?
We get a lot from like a salad bar, like a hot salad bar.
Okay.
There's like
Yeah.
a Whole Foods near my house. So we'll
Oh,
do a lot of
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And then I'll make them like hamburgers and some pasta and stuff like that.
You know
But-
how to make
Foods
pasta.
is good.
yeah. I
Whole
just
Foods
don't
is
have the
good.
time. I mean,
know.
I would. You can go to YouTube and easily learn, so it's not like, you have
I
to take a
should.
course. I know, I should too.
I want to bake,
Why?
just to be a human. Like bake something, some cookies.
What are you talking about? You're a single guy. What do you mean?
I wouldn't. Girl, I would love it if you bake some cookies.
You know.
When you got 22-year-old chicks coming over your apartment, you got to bake cookies.
You got to do something.
This is Jim. Like, this is how badly Norton wants to be normal. He thinks that like a normal thing is for a 49-year-old man who lives by himself to be like baking in his spare time.
That's true. So you notice how I haven't like talked about condoms or anything? I'm like, yeah, I'll bake a cookie. That'll make me a human.
Yeah,
we don't think you baked your cookies, Rob.
I did. I mean, I could call my girlfriend. She was there. If you want.
But you guys don't know her. She lives in Canada.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I could teach you. I'll gladly show
It
you.
wasn't
how
made
to
from. It wasn't made from a mix.
No. Swear to God, I swear it was made right
you remember,
from scratch.
You remember like years ago you lied about the...
And you know what?
What?
Back then, I learned my lesson about lying. I swear.
Did you lie about a party too?
I did.
That's what he was lying about.
Yeah,
it was
pool
like,
party.
There was baked goods and a pool party, and it was like... but he never admitted he was lying.
I did.
That time.
On the show, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It took a long time, though, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, it was bad. I regret a lot of it.
Do you think Anthony and his mom burnt the cake on purpose?
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
You do, right?
100%.
First, I showed it to my parents last night. I showed them the picture because I was at the dinner with them, and both of them, they were like, "Yeah, first time was funny. Now they're trying."
Who said that?
My parents,
Oh,
my dad and my
no.
mom. They were like, yeah, because Anthony's mom, Anthony brought a pound cake to Jim's party for the 4th of July
Right.
that his mom made, and it was terrible, and it was burnt, and it was awful, and we destroyed him on the air for it. So yesterday for Jim's birthday, Anthony brought in a pound cake, and it was burnt again.
And it was cooked again.
It was cooked again and burnt again.
You
And
think he
still,
was trying to make a bit?
and so it was almost like,
If you want to see it.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
If you just got made fun of for burning a pound cake, why would you bring that cake?
Yeah,
in?
they probably
we
figured,
didn't
oh,
ask
this will
him.
be great.
We didn't ask him to bring a pound cake in. He was just like, "Look what I have. This one's good." And we're like, "That one's burnt too."
So do you think that the second time was a work? I think so.
I think he worked us a little bit.
You think it was his idea or his mom's
because
idea?
Maybe both of them.
I wouldn't be surprised if his mom suggested it, and then he was like, "Yeah,
That's a great idea.
let's do that."
Well, I got a text from Anthony that day, and it said, "Haha, dude, my mom burnt the fucking pound cake again. I told her to make another one."
Oh, and then this is the second one he brought in.
Anthony
and I
did bring
said-
me a good pound cake,
And I
by the
said,
way.
bring in both.
What do you
And
mean?
He said, I will.
He brought in a healthy pound cake, too. Yesterday.
Where was
He
it?
brought in 2 pound cakes.
Oh, well, why didn't
He
he
was
give
in
you?
here the whole time.
Why didn't he give you the healthy pound cake on
Because
the
he
air?
probably figured it'd be funnier to do that one. The healthy
Oh.
one looked fine. I didn't have any. I thanked him and said, give it to the crew.
Yeah, you just got rid of it.
No, I just didn't. I won't eat it. I'm trying not to eat that stuff. I'm
I
getting
see.
fat.
You told him to give it to the crew?
Yeah.
I didn't have any pound cake.
I didn't even know about this pound cake.
Where's
Yeah.
pound cake?
The crew, CRUE. I meant the band.
He gave it to Dennis Falcone.
Did he?
Yeah.
Think Dennis put his little bird head into it and just ate it from the inside out?
Dennis probably took the LIRR last night eating a full pound cake.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, well, bring it home.
Oh, it's good cake. It's good.
I can picture Denny on the kitchen table on his hands and knees, just pecking his little bird head into the cake.
Dennis, come to bed. I'm finishing the cake.
Yeah, with a pair of fucking pajamas on, just pecking his little head into the cake, eating it all over the back of his hair. All right, well, Rob, they were very good cookies. Thank you very much.
I still got another one if you want one.
You want a cookie, Jim? They're good.
Jim?
I'm a grown man.
You can still enjoy a cookie.
It's delicious.
Men like cookies.
I eat cookies.
I mean,
Yeah, you go into
I do-
prison.
when what's the hotel when you check in? They give you a cookie,
Hotel California. Oh, that's
Hotel
like the,
California.
like a Marriott
Hampton Inn or something.
Hampton Inn.
Yeah.
I just did. Oh, you want a cookie? Nice hot cookie. I go, I'm a grown man. That's all I say.
You say that to them?
Yeah. You go, no, I'm a grown man.
grown men like cookies.
Embarrassing for them.
It is. And they should be because
why can't a grown man have a little sweet?
I agree.
Huh?
I agree.
Why can't they have a little sweets?
they can, but I didn't ask for it.
Oh, I was just asking if you wanted one.
No, I don't. But I'm just saying they just they hit you with that.
They are
Oh,
good
okay.
cookies.
Like
damn
I'm
it.
going to book the Hampton Inn because I get a fucking
Oh,
cookie
yeah,
when I
yeah.
check
Yeah.
in.
They're like, there's a couple of open hotels,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
this one has a cookie.
It's $40 more than the Holiday Inn, but at least I get a cookie.
Right. They're hot.
No one's thinking that.
You know they're hot.
I know. They
Oh.
put them in the microwave behind there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's why it's hot.
They're not freshly baked.
Yeah, the shit at Dunkin' Donuts is hot too.
Do you know what Steven Guttenberg? I didn't ask him about it. And
First of all, who is Steven Guttenberg?
Steve Guttenberg. I got a text from Trish Otto's girl, and I was going to ask him, and I forgot. The Boys from Brazil. I think it's a movie
I
about
remember that
Nazis. He
movie.
was in that with Gregory Peck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said Otto loved the line, "Shut up, you ugly bitch." I don't remember that line, but that's a wonderful line. I forgot to ask him that.
There's so much to talk to him about. We didn't even ask him about Short Circuit.
Well, the police academies.
Yeah.
We didn't mention the police academies.
Well, we're too busy talking about that big dick of his.
Absolutely. All I want to hear about is that fucking giant shoulder
You
lugging
think
cock.
he's really got
I
a
know.
big one?
Once you get on that subject, there's
What else are you
there's
going to
too
talk
much
about?
material there.
Especially when he said there's a Hollywood clique of people who've got big dicks.
I tried to cover it up when you said, I did some research. You got a big dick. I'm like, I'm sorry for my friend because I didn't know how he was going to take it.
There was an awkward pause.
There was.
Yeah.
I figured I'd throw that out there to soften the blow a little.
Right. But then once you softened him up a little bit, he was good to talk about dick for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my vibe on it. That at first he was like, I don't know, but then once he got rolling, you couldn't get him to talk about anything else. Talking about girth and
I know. So he said it's all about the girth.
Yeah,
he's got a point.
Like, yeah, I mean, he does. We didn't ask, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he has big hands too. So I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. He's a bulky guy. Probably be some bulk to that shaft.
I like that he came right in though and talked about plastic surgery and Botox. Good for him because the work he's had looks pretty good. Even close up, like he doesn't look bad. You don't look at him and go like, "Wow, he's fucked up." You're like, "Yeah, you could see a teeny bit," but it's like whatever he's done, the guys he went to, like, we're good.
I was thinking that as we were talking to him, I was like, I would put Steve Guttenberg in a movie. If that were my job to put people in movies, I'd put Steve Guttenberg in one.
He's probably fun to have on the set.
Yeah.
He's a happy to be there dude. He's not an asshole.
He's like a guy's guy, just hang and crack jokes and
talking about Playboy. Bob, they wouldn't take me when I tried to go though.
The Playboy man?
They felt I didn't have enough credits. I got a little rejected for a Comic-Con press badge, and I couldn't get to the Playboy Mansion. What do I have to do? I'm not asking for
something
major things.
press-worthy.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, Doubletree hands out the hotel. Cookies. A few of them do, though. A few of them do.
Right. Sometimes you stay at the Doubletree for the cookie?
I don't know.
It's not exclusive to Doubletree. Hampton Inn does the same thing, too.
Yeah, but
I love a good Hampton Inn.
I think Doubletree is known for it.
Marriott Courtyard is my favorite, if you care.
I like Marriott, but they don't...
Courtyard.
Yeah, Marriott Courtyard, but they don't give like a dessert when you check in, which is I don't like that.
That's why I like them.
The Marriott Courtyards have the Starbucks and the little food place
those
right
are good.
inside there, which is good. You don't have to travel anywhere to go.
I love those places.
Buy it. It's not on the house snack.
Yeah, but you got to buy it. That's fine. But instead of trying to go find one in the area, you can eat breakfast and lunch right there.
Jim, they're called the bistro. You go in, they have a nice fucking bistro.
Yeah,
that's what they call it.
It's really not a bistro. It's in a hotel.
Yeah, it's not amazing.
It's like that dance club, Shadows at the Ramada Inn. Nobody's calling it Shadows.
It's the basement at the Ramada.
Yeah, it's the fucking,
How many fucking gigs do we do in places like that?
So many.
Where you're fucking standing on a dance floor telling jokes and the chairs are on the dance floor and on the fucking...
And then as soon as the show's over, they got to take the chairs up because there's going to be dancing.
They try to keep the audience.
You got to be out of there by 10 o'clock so they can open up the club.
But nobody stays to dance. The comedy audience never stays to dance. Never. They always think they're going to stay there and dance. We got to get the chairs right up. Okay.
So they're thinking that the comedy is what's going to get people in the door, and then they'll stay for the dancing.
Yeah.
But they just came for the comedy.
Yeah, and then they put Celebration as the first song.
And the dance crowd comes in, and they don't know you were just on stage, so you're not getting laid there. That was the worst.
Yeah.
You're hanging around hoping to get some fucking box, but none of them are at the show.
There's no puss waiting for you?
Yeah, there's no fucking puss.
Yeah, just sitting around thinking, I'm going to tell a couple jokes, get a nice piece of puss on the way out.
Hey, are you flying to Canton today?
Yeah.
What time's your flight?
Like 2:30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. If it doesn't get canceled.
Yeah, I've had a couple lately. Dude, I've had so many fucking problems lately.
There's nothing that makes me happier, even though I feel bad for him, than Jim Norton bitching about the airlines on Twitter.
You like that?
Yeah, even though I feel bad for him that he's stuck. I just love, because I know where the rage is coming from, and I get
excited about it too. When he was doing his Nashville trip,
with his 90-minute delay, I'm in the fucking.
When he was doing his Nashville trip, and then I saw him that morning on the show, like during the breaks, he was already pissed because he had a 2-hour delay. And then I read on his Twitter that he had another 90-minute delay.
And my flight got canceled. I
was happy about that.
Take a cab from LaGuardia to Newark. But then people are like, dude, shut up, just be grateful. And it's like, first of all, you fucking phony, go fuck yourself. Like, that wouldn't annoy you. People act like it wouldn't annoy them if the airline stuck it in their ass. And there's times where you can't be helped, like weather you can't help. But I had problems with Delta, and then I had problems with American going to L.A., and then I had problems with JetBlue. I'm not saying it was all the airline's faults, but it's just frustrating when you're traveling and all your time is being wasted in a fucking airport.
No, it's just like a guy going to his regular job and being stuck in traffic or some shit happened where it's a 3-hour delay.
This is a commute.
It's the same thing.
You gotta fly to the
commuting
gig.
to the gig. Yeah, so
it makes sense, and people do get frustrated in traffic. So, of course, you get frustrated at the airport.
Yeah, they act like they wouldn't.
Well, yeah, it's ridiculous. Everybody gets frustrated at the airport when it's delayed.
I love the beating Ann Coulter gave Delta.
That was great.
I fucking was so happy.
Yeah.
Those assholes.
But Ann Coulter, she's one of the few that people will take Delta's side on, and it's only because they don't like her.
They hate her guts, and she said a lot of inflammatory, whatever.
Right.
I understand. But it's like, you can hate Ann Coulter, fine, fuck her, hate her. But don't hate her when the airline legitimately does something shitty. Who cares what she said in the past? They fucked her over, and fuck them.
Is the airlines on the top of your enemies list?
No.
What's on the top?
My own demons.
So much depth, Jim. Let's get into that.
Yeah, man.
Struggling with you demons is never easy.
Nah, man. Enemies, the airports, the airlines are up there. But again, I've traveled so much.
You're like a sad clown sometimes, you know that?
Yeah, The Tears of a Clown. It's the name of my new book.
You're up on stage just telling jokes. Little do people know the demons that are tapping you on the back.
I'm going to do a documentary about comedy. And I'm going to get comedians to admit that sometimes we're sad.
Yeah. All right, Kevin Pollak.
It's not all about the laughs.
Is that right?
Well, every comedian, every comedy documentary does that. Every single one. Like, and there's only so many directions comedians can go. And we're making fun of something, or we're telling you that we want to hang ourselves. That's about that's it.
A lot of people think it's just like you get off the stage and the laughs continue, but sometimes they don't.
The tears start.
Yeah.
Laughter ends, tears start.
Yeah. Two sides of a coin, my friend. Two sides of a coin.
All right, Travis is already fucking whispering sexily in my ear. Guns N' Roses tonight.
Yeah. He's not saying you guys got to go. He's saying please be merciful and stop.
Wrap this fucking abomination up. Sam and I are going to be in Montreal next week doing shows Thursday and Friday. Jim, Sam, JFL at gmail.com. That very well may be sold out.
We're going to be at GNR tonight, and you are not.
Yes, you're not. And I have fucking... whatchamacallit,
Travis, not you.
3 shows, the Jisoo Theater, and I'm doing the Michael Che Colin Jost gala, I think.
Weekend update?
Yeah, they're doing something up there. I'm very busy up there. And I'm doing the Ron Bennington thing with Dan Soder. We're doing that. It's like at Friday midnight. And Jim's going to be in Canton, Ohio tonight.
Yeah, the Oracle, Canton, Ohio, and Friday and Sunday, tomorrow and Sunday, Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio, and then at Laugh and Skull in Atlanta, August 10th through 13th.
Oh, it's a great room.
Yeah, the Punchline in Philly. Have you done that room?
No, I've only done the other one. I've not done that one.
August 17th through 19th.
And who else do we have tomorrow? Artie Lang tomorrow?
Artie Lang tomorrow, yeah. And that's it. That's finito. Artie Lang.
We don't have I thought Chris DiStefano's coming in.
I think next week.
Oh, next week?
Next week he's coming in. Tomorrow we have Arthur.
Okay.
And then Tuesday of next week we have Christopher DiStefano.
Okay, all right. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Jim.